I'm about to deep throat this whole mic. Let's go.
That was at the point where we went live. You talk about deep throating the mic. What it is, what it did, and what it do, ladies and gentlemen. I am.
We're not recording yet, right? We just went live, or are you?
Yeah,
recording?
we just went live. It automatically records when you go live. So
it does. Okay.
Yeah. Whenever you go live, it.
All right, let's get it going.
Oh my god. Take two for those of y'all watching. What it is, what it did, and what it do. I am G1 to the rescue, the anti-hero, representing the three most important letters in sports, entertainment, digital media on the Southwest, MMP. Welcome to episode 195 of Mania Podcast, the Southwest Authority in wrestling, hip-hop, and everything in between. I'm here. You already know what it is. We are short a couple, which will be with us in a little bit, but by the numbers, let's start off with getting my man over here, my boy Neo X, man. Tio Neo.
¿Qué pasó, mi gente? Good to be here. Thanks for having me. Thanks. Hopefully we get a pretty good Twitch viewing today. It's going to be nice. So are we on and popping on all of our Twitches and whatnot?
Yes, we are.
All right.
Teek's Twitch, my Twitch, Rand's Twitch.
There you go. So that's good. So
and yours, actually. And yours. So
right on. So hopefully we get some good questions. So big week in wrestling, but yeah, man, glad to be here. Just put an episode of Steel Cage in the books, so
yes,
I got all the wrestling energy right now. Let's keep it going.
Hell yeah! Shout out to the Steel Cage family. That's what we headed up by, Steel Cage Network. Much love to the guys over there. Again, if anybody has any questions or any comments at any time throughout the course of the show, if they're relevant to what we're talking about, we will go ahead and put them up on the screen, or rather I will go ahead and put them up on the screen. If you say some dumb shit, I'm gonna have to slap you.
I got a question. Why every time you talking to me?
What?
Oh, you try to cut my mic off?
I don't have control over your mic. And to the far right,
my mic just went dead when I was trying to speak that truth.
You was trying to be in your soapbox,
getting real racial every time you talk to Neo.
Oh no! How?
You want to be racial as a regular person?
How am I getting racial when I talk to Neo? What? Because I say Tio Neo.
And we all call him that. You call him your favorite Mexican, like.
What the fuck?
As I'm wearing all my favorite Mexican merch,
right?
I got Roosh, I got Los Cinco Bernables de Japón.
Oh man,
I gotta hold it down for my homie Rock, even though he ain't in here right now.
Indeed. Speaking of which,
favorite Mexican, like we ain't got two of them.
Oh my god, I never even said favorite Mexican today. I don't even know.
I know two Mexicans.
You said it last podcast, but anyway, right. That's my right and left hand. I'm ambidextrous. And they can both give me the reach around.
Got you. Let me introduce you, motherfucker. And that motherfucker to the far right is none other than the villain, my partner in crime, one half of Rescue Villain Enterprises. T. Call, what's cracking?
I don't know what that company is. I never signed off on that or my likeness.
You haven't even registered that name with the Corporation Commission. Nothing. You got nothing on paper.
Oh my god, man!
What up, y'all?
I kept thinking of that as a dope duo name because we gonna make another album again in the future for sure, and then we still got the deluxe edition of 36 coming to the streaming services, and I got 5 ideas that I actually did, including the one that you gave me, the Rocket Man shit. So we ready to rock and roll. So 36 deluxe edition coming to all the main streaming platforms. But if you have not heard it already, take your ass to Bandcamp, preferably on Friday.
You can
go ahead
in the show notes.
Indeed. So you can go ahead and get that 36, and then all that support comes directly back to myself and Mr. Hall. And man, we greatly appreciate it. And to all of our guys that got stuff on Bandcamp Friday, please support the squad for sure. Now, without any further ado, as we're waiting on the gang, which it actually looks like we got our lead booker, Mega Ran, in the building with these damn twisties.
Yo.
That somebody online just condemned and said, what was we thinking when we started the hairstyle?
You know what?
No, I had them too, though. I went through that. Listen, I had them good. I remember when I was 15, I went to see Kelly Rowland at a CD signing at Virgin Megastore. Remember Virgin Megastore?
Yeah,
we had a big one at home too. And yeah, man, I went and seen Kelly Rowland. I didn't want to tell her she had lipstick on her teeth because it was so crazy that there was the only thing separating me and Kelly was like a podium. It's like, oh shit, it's Kelly Rowland, and I was 15.
And crippling anxiety.
Right.
Wow.
Teak, what you say, bro?
You said it was only a podium separating y'all. I said, I'm sure it was a bodyguard that would have separated your soul from your body and you tried to get close to her.
Nah, man, wasn't no COVID going on back then. So she was giving out hugs and everything. She hugged me. She was really sweet and humble.
That's what's up.
Like that was one of the
got a boner.
Yeah, I did later.
Wait, is this all right? So is this story supposed to lead into twist somehow?
Yeah, well, no, just being cautious. But anyway, Rand, how you doing, man?
Okay.
We missed you.
Hey, it's good to see y'all, man. What's going on?
Yeah. So what's with the twist? You staying right there? You going back to? Or you going to full locks? What you doing?
I don't know, man. I'm just experimenting right now. I mean, we sitting at home. I have nothing better to do. I figured I'd try it.
So you on the Jay-Z plan? Jay just let it go on his Basquiat type shit.
Oh no, yeah. Jay's hair is just wild, man.
That man, that's crazy. That he can grow.
So wait a second. So that story you was telling didn't have nothing to do with Rand's twist. So his twist just makes you think of seeing Kelly Rowland and getting a hard on.
Understand.
I'm confused.
Y'all was talking about
how did we get to Kelly Rowland though?
I was talking about no, because I was saying I had the twisties in my hair when I was 15. That the day that happened, I just got them done.
On the day that you had just got them twisted. I've been through so many like hair journeys. I just I feel like while we have the hair, we may as well have fun with it. So that's how I am with it.
I just cut my sides just so they can grow back in full. And if you notice now, I got a whole 5 o'clock shadow on the side of my face. Last week this shit was clean.
Yeah, it was.
So
you need some of that. You need some of that Uncle Malik beard butter. Shout outs to Malik in the chat.
Hey,
yeah, I need some more of that. I need some more of that shit, man.
Look at this.
Definitely.
This thing is,
we need you, bro.
Shut up, Lori. That's
I got a few. Yeah, I need a little bit. I got this Rick Ross beard stuff. It's all right, but it ain't Uncle Malik's. Nah, not at all.
I still got some of that Nacho Man's oil. I've been like hoarding that, and I put it on when we go live because I want my stuff to look shiny.
Nice.
You're gonna put the whole. You're gonna be having the whole products back out. So
yeah, okay. I just ran out not that long ago, so I definitely want some more. Shout out to Lori in the chat.
We gotta have him on the show too. We gotta bring
Uncle Malik. Man, we gotta bring him back.
At this point now with StreamYard, all we gotta do is just pop anybody in.
Anything is possible.
It's very easy to have guests. We don't have to necessarily wait for anybody to come to the studio.
You know what I was wondering? So Chris Bay did your podcast. I was hoping he would have hopped on with everybody.
Well, I thought about that, but I also thought half of us may not even have any necessarily any questions for him.
I do, but I mean, that's my man. So
all right, well, if that's the
questions
case,
for him.
I mean, he was very available and very nice. So
yeah,
if we want to bring him back in, I'm down.
Yeah, please. We gotta bring Chris Bay on the show and anybody else who we could possibly think of. But without further ado, go ahead.
I was talking to me and Rand's homie Vlad. He was saying that he wanted to get on the pod.
Oh, word.
Vlad's
the homie. Not DJ Vlad, because he ain't allowed on our podcast.
Oh, why not?
Vlad the Feds. We ain't allowed on the podcast.
I mean, fill me in. I watch his interviews and shit.
Well, when you watch his interviews, he usually making somebody admit to some crime that they did. So to me, he's a Feds. He gonna get on here and be like, so G1, tell me first time you ever like stole something or like
tell us what really happened when you saw Kelly Rowland.
Tell us.
I tell him on the Patreon.
Right. Like, yeah.
No, G1, we talking about a different Vlad. It's
Okay.
not him.
So shout out to Vlad. He used to work with WWE. I'm not sure if he still does, but he was in Stanford in the offices, and his job was basically video editing. So he would have every piece of WWE like footage at his disposal, and he would have to clip together real quick stuff. So while I was there, he was like, "Yo, I bet you I can find when you were on SmackDown." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "All right, when was it? July 4th?" Bam. And he just typed it in, blah, 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 and he brought it up.
And he found it.
And then from that, he could go to each camera angle. It was insane. He was like, "All right, here's hard cam. Here's the guy that was on the left. Here's the guy that was on the ramp." And it's nuts, dude. Like the level of technology that I saw there was awesome. So I don't know if he still does it, but shout out to Vlad. Vlad is the homie. Looks out for me, like always looks out.
And he's wrestling too.
And now he's getting in shape to wrestle. Like he used to wrestle before, but yeah, he's getting back in like really good shape. So be on the lookout for Vlad. I saw a picture of him with a belt from some promotion. Did you see that, Teak?
Yeah,
him and somebody was tag team champs.
Yeah, he's doing some indie wrestling while he's getting in shape. So yeah,
shout out to Vlad, man. It was the coolest thing ever. He invited us up into we actually got into Titan Towers thanks to Vlad. I was with the Microphone Misfits on tour, and he showed us the building, and then they had another building off site, like maybe a mile down the road, which is now where they do a lot of their digital at.
The Spanish Lion is in the building right now. Shout out to Marcos.
Marcos, what up?
Ever since we met him during a Mania weekend, I believe.
Was it Mania?
Yeah, wasn't that when we
met him? I think Eric, maybe Eric introduced us from Nerds. I'm not sure. I have no idea how we met.
He was with some dude that was dressed up like the Joker. I remember that.
I don't remember that at all. That's crazy.
You don't remember?
You got a good memory. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Why was he with somebody just like the Joker? Was this at a wrestling show?
Yeah, he was dressed up like the Joker at the wrestling show, and he was like, "Dude, man, people love when you dress up like the Joker." And he was just like yelling. He was dressed up like the Joker.
Okay.
Oh man.
Wow. All right. Well, anyway, shout out to Vlad. That was a heck of a tangent, but anyway.
He's like, you want to make friends? You dress up like the Joker at a wrestling show, man.
I have a question for everybody, and I would love to ask our whole crew too before we start. This is probably the main question that I've been asking all day, and I mentioned in the group chat as well.
Okay.
WrestleMania tickets have just gone on sale. Vince McMahon, WWE is planning to put 25,000 people in Raymond James, which is now being conservative. Thank God, because initially they wanted to do 45,000. Oh yeah. But then also think of what really happened. What just happened a couple months ago. They put 25,000 in there for the Super Bowl, same stadium.
Yeah.
But they had 7,500 of them were vaccinated workers or whatever. Mm-hmm. This time, 25,000 people. And
off the street.
No vaccines required. Just come through. Now, knowing what you know about wrestling shows, wrestling events, and the people that attend wrestling events, the four of y'all, or the four of us, would we go to WrestleMania today if that opportunity was offered?
I still haven't gotten vaccinated yet, so that's probably a no for me. Also, it would depend on like social distancing, how spread apart people are at the event. But yeah,
they say in 25,000 in a building that holds 50,000.
Yeah, so half
the building is full.
If I was vaccinated, I would still wear a mask.
You should. You definitely would.
Absolutely. I would do the same. I'm not feeling it. If I was vaccinated, I'd think about going, but I am not. So I don't think so. I wououldn't do it.
If you were vaccinated, you might be able to get backstage though, Ram. So then you'd be around less people.
I doubt that. At WrestleMania, it's a little harder to get backstage, and like with
COVID,
have
that conversation about being backstage, the pros and cons, because you don't get to see the show as good.
Right. I'm about to say, don't think like it's all beautiful, lovely. You watch it on a TV this small, and like with 6 dudes crowded around you, and every 2 seconds you looking up because you think security is about to be like, "Hey, you get out,
get out of here."
You never really know.
We maintained our seats at the G1 Supercard though.
Oh yeah, we were inviting guests there, so they couldn't do nothing to us there. But like when you're backstage, sometimes they'll be like, "What?" And I noticed when I've gone to AEW shows, they've been like, COVID protocol means like nobody's back here unless you've been on site all week and you got vaccinated and tested or whatever beforehand. Okay. So without that happening, you're not going backstage. So you are going to. I had a homie tell me today. Shout out to them. They offered me a comp, and it was basically to sit on a bar stool in the building, but sit on a bar stool. Like I guess it's one of them lounges. You know how like they have a lounge when you go up. And there's like a little lounge. Like we went to a Suns game and did that. Sat in like the Lexus lounge. And that's cool. Yeah. But like, so would you sit on a bar stool to watch WrestleMania?
Didn't we sit on didn't we have bar stools when we went to the first All Out?
Well, I was gonna say it can't be any worse than sitting in the box, right?
I think it would be in a box.
Is it in the box on a bar stool?
Maybe it's the equivalent of a box, or like you're on a like there's a table behind the last row of seats. And then there's a bar stool on that. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like that.
So it's not up top at the box, but it's like maybe like mid-field or
maybe
like
mid. Yeah, maybe mid-level.
Yeah, so I truthfully don't mind.
Where you got to look down from it. So it's not going to be a good view or vantage point, is what you're saying. So
and you're talking about
risking to be there to not get a good view.
I don't think you're getting a good viewpoint. And even if you are definitely surrounded by a lot of people. And I would think they're going to require masks, but let's just say this is all hypothetical. Mm-hmm. All right. So WWE says, "Hey, we want Matt Mania to be there. Come as you are. You ain't got to get vaccinated. Come through. Sit on a bar stool.
We know y'all ain't that nasty.
Sit on a bar stool and enjoy."
Now, here's the crazy part, though. I think I may be offered to actually get vaccination sooner than later because they're considering Postmates workers as essential employees or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so I just got that email because I've been a Postmates courier and I'm still part of that fold. So it's like, they sent me the email today, like, "Hey, you may be eligible for for a vaccine."
They're gonna be like, "You ain't did a delivery in 8 months."
but regardless of the fact, I'm still there.
They're gonna be vaccinating the Diamond Postmates crew,
right? They'll go with like, "Yo, you got 70 positive reviews." Then you good.
They ain't gonna do us like that, and even
5 stars, you good.
And even with the few runs that I've done, listen, I got 5 stars, so I'm good. I've still got 5 stars.
I hope so, man. So I wanted to. I don't know if y'all got into.
But here's my thing, though. I want to wait and see if I don't already have natural antibodies in my system that's fighting that shit, because I still don't really know about this whole vaccine shit. I'm still like.
And you haven't been tested for either antibodies or the COVID test itself?
I've been COVID tested 3 times and haven't.
What about but not the antibody test?
That's what I want to do. I want to do the antibody test first. Now, if I get the antibody test and they say I got shit in my system that fights that shit naturally, then I'm cool.
But even if you sign that, I think they're still going to require for travel and things like that you're going to have to show proof of vaccination eventually.
Yeah, the card.
Well, now when that on the new ID, that's not gonna happen until towards the end of the year, and then by that time, if necessary, then cool. Yes, I know, Laura. You said you're getting vaccinated. We indeed.
Please tell this dude to get vaccinated. I think everybody out there. And the first thing I want to do is, I don't know if y'all did putovers, but I want
we were about to get. I was about to get into it, but we got off
50 minutes into the show.
Right,
we about to start putovers.
Right. I literally kept trying to interrupt, but not trying to interrupt. Yeah, we didn't get started until 8:30 anyway. So we.
There you go.
Okay.
And you just kicked your own Twitch off. I had already had those up there.
I did. What?
Yeah,
there's a weird thing. I just changed my username on Twitch. and so I wasn't sure if it's no underscore in the Twitch handle anymore. So I thought that because of that, all my stuff's been kind of screwed up. But,
okay.
So I just put it back in and switched it. But I think it's okay now. Are we live on Twitch? I didn't see the Twitch comments coming in.
Yeah, we're live. We was live on everything for a minute. We had like 48 people in here.
But see, I don't see Bombshell Boy commented on my Twitch, and it's not there. Like Shanika commented, some other people, but it's not showing up. So I thought that I need to maybe remove it.
Maybe log out and log back in and see what happens for your Twitch.
All right, I'll see what happens. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, so anyway, I wanted to shout out and put over my mom for getting her second vaccination today.
Hey, Mama Ran.
I was, struggling for a while. I really didn't think she was going to do it. Like we had some conversations, and she's like, I don't know, and I was like, man, you better do this. And so she's eventually decided to do it. So I'm glad she did. Second one, they say is like, maybe might make her a little lethargic and stuff. So she said she's been a little sore on the second one, but it's just 24 hours, and so she'll be all right. Man. Shout out to moms.
Yeah, but much love to Mama Ran. Like I said, let me figure out this antibody situation, because I don't know. Somebody done died off that damn vaccine already, and I'm like, see.
Well, you know how many people died from COVID?
I know.
500,000. Okay.
Yeah. I also don't want to be one of the 10 that die from trying to get the cure for the shit or the vaccine.
I feel you, but there's a much higher chance of dying from it than dying of trying to treat it. That's the part I'm thinking about. You know what I mean? Look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie.
Fuck the numbers. I can only think about me. Fuck them numbers.
I feel you, but you're also thinking about everybody else that somebody could give you this while you obviously living your life.
Obviously, in that aspect, yes. But I'm just saying,
you have to think of it like, do you get a flu vaccine at least? Like, do you at least do that, G1?
I haven't gotten a flu vaccine in years, probably since the school shit.
I don't think. Next time we do wrestling travel, you get your own room, right?
Oh,
you get your own room.
You dig? I don't get to travel, motherfuckers, anyway, because I don't never know motherfuckers leaving to the last minute. Ran.
Don't start. If I was confident that you were gonna do the right thing, then absolutely. I'll be like, come through.
What you mean confident I'm gonna do the right? What
that
right
you're
thing?
Gonna save your money and spend the money in the right place.
Oh yeah, dude, I was already like.
So I'm like, if I know that if I ask all my friends, yo, you want to go to a wrestling show? They're all gonna be like, sure, but that don't mean it's the best financial move. You know what I'm saying? So I know me, and I'm always the same way. I'm like, it's got to be the right decision.
The wrestling show itself is already more expensive, so at least we get into that for free. The living quarters is the easy part. it's always the events. That's why I haven't really been to any events. You know what I'm saying, prior to, being a part of y'all little clique, because I just never had the money for it and that sort of thing. But yeah, being a part of Mania Podcast and being G1 to the rescue on the beats for Ran and whoever else seems to work in some ways, especially in wrestling. So
absolutely.
There it is.
Yes. All right.
So what other putovers we got?
that was my putover. Y'all can go ahead.
Gentlemen, we'll start with Neo.
Yeah, I'll keep it going. I've been watching Mr. Mayor on Peacock.
Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, great show. It's one of those shows that you can just pop in and just it's just like a feel good, make you laugh type of show. It has Ted Danson, so he's hilarious.
Yeah? Oh,
okay. Yeah, and so he's the mayor of Los Angeles, so you kind of get the the comedic political side of what it is to be a mayor and what you kind of have to put up with. Yeah. So it's funny. I'm 4 episodes in. It's a lighthearted television that I can watch, while I'm doing the dishes or, scrubbing the tub, vacuuming the floor or whatever. When I need there was an earthquake at Teek's place. Whenever I need a small break from actually watching wrestling, because there's just so much wrestling out there. Because I'm trying to watch the New Japan Cup. However, I don't know, my mind gets fried just by watching too much wrestling. So
Yeah,
that's been my break, Mr. Mayor on Peacock.
All right, you messing with the Peacock, eh?
Peacock.
You know, I was an early Peacock adopter, so I'm glad everybody is on it now. I hopped on it early because Sliders was available on the free version.
My son, he was like, I was working in the morning, and my son's like, Dad, come here, look. And I'm like, what, boy? He's like, look, WWE is on Peacock. I'm like, so?
Mm-hmm. Like, so? I watch enough wrestling. Mm-hmm. So
I know where it is.
Your son's
and the Peacock,
man. I love them kids, man. A couple of times we went to like wrestling events, like in the olden days, like, and you had your sons with you. Love those kids, man. Like something else. Watching them is like watching a fucking sitcom.
They're passionate about their wrestling.
Indeed, man. So, Neo's
kids.
Say it again.
You got some badass kids.
Yeah.
I said Neo's kids.
Yeah.
As hell.
Yeah, he's like, nah, they bad.
Typical boy shit. We all went through that.
They boys, man.
I had to pull out. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, you got pissed off when they opened that Gatorade when we were at that show.
Oh, though it wasn't Gatorade, it was Swaderade.
Swaderade.
Oh, yeah.
Swaderade. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Dear.
But yeah, I had helped Ian take out his tooth this afternoon, so that's fun.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Gotta love the kids.
That shit.
You don't sound geeked about that at all.
Crack.
Yeah.
How'd you take it out, Neo?
I had him water pick it, like with a water pick for like 15 minutes to get it loose. I just took, and then I took like a flossing, like the floss, kind of like inched it like in the crevices and just yank.
Ooh,
hell no! What the
yoink?
You cruel person.
I said, ready, 1, 2, 3. He's like, when are you gonna pull? Now.
Oh man!
Oh god!
Got him.
Interesting. So,
but he's good. He's good.
What's up?
That's good.
Dad life.
You watch Mr. Mayor in wrestling. That's dad life.
All right, Mr. Mayor with Ted Danson, exclusive to the Peacock streaming service. Please go ahead and get that. The full, it's free. Peacock is free, but the full premium service, which includes now WWE Network content, is only $4.99, half the price of WWE Network. So maybe this would be a good time. And now it looks like they're offering current network subscribers like half off of the premium, so you get it for like $250 now.
You say Googles, they fine.
All right, they ain't no sponsor. Like, relax.
Y'all hate information.
They ain't giving us no money. They know how to find Peacock.
Listen, good old-fashioned information.
But we would love sponsors. So
we would love sponsors, but shit,
they know how to find it.
Free sponsorship.
No, I'm giving out information.
If you'd like to advertise your product on the Matt Mania podcast, please let us know. Send us an email to mattmaniapod@gmail.com. Let's bring that email address up.
I was about to do that.
There you go.
Also, for letters to the editor, any sort of mailbags, send them on over to us. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
And book us for your social distance bat mitzvah. Like, fuck it, we'll come through.
Yeah, why not?
I had somebody ask me. First of all, I get those questions like every other day where somebody's like, "Hey, when you going to come to my town, my city, my whatever?" And I'm like, "Hello, we're in a pandemic.
Is there COVID there?
Like, what? I don't have COVID in Ohio. Like, stop! Like, stop playing with me." So, you should know the answer to this question. So then one guy hit me, was like, "Yo, man, I want you to come to my wedding," and I was like, "Sounds great. Where's it going to be?" Colorado. I'm like, yeah, they got COVID there, right? So
yeah, man, but it's frozen right now.
I don't know about that, my friend. It's frozen COVID. I was like, yeah, like, what is up with that? Like, people just asking. I think they just, I think some of it is just making conversation. Like, oh, when you gonna come do a show? When you gonna, But like, I'm not going nowhere right now. And and you should be responsible enough to know that if I even held a show tomorrow and was like, yo, come to the Rebel Lounge, you'll be like, what? Like, hold up, man, what are you doing? Like, it's not time yet. Just don't rush it. Play your part. Chill.
Yeah, I think I had a friend of mine hit me up recently and asked me if I could help set up some shows with him and you. And I said, well, I'm not sure when he's going to be doing shows again.
COVID. So, like, I'm not in any hurry. And as much as I love shows, like y'all know, I played a show, probably 100 shows every year, and it's just a thing. But like, nah, man, we trying to be safe. Like, let's just wait this out. Like, I don't know.
I know places are opening back up, but that don't mean that we're in a rush to get to them.
Did you see R.A. the Rugged Man is doing a whole tour in May? I think he just announced a whole tour, like venues all over the country.
Oh wow!
And I was like, "Are you crazy?" I thought this must be a mistake, but no. Like, he starts in May, and it's wild,
bruh.
Nah, son.
Ain't
That's
about
all
that
I got
life.
to say is nah.
Dude, he probably done had way worse than COVID, so he don't care.
No,
he don't care. I mean, if it works for Fozzy, if Jericho can go tour and do stuff,
well, he got COVID. Good. He said it on his podcast. He got COVID.
He got it.
Yeah, Jericho had COVID.
Okay.
The Angry Collector has COVID.
Shout out to Angry Collector and North Dakota. And I don't think I've been there. Wait, is that where Fargo is? I think I've been to Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo, North Dakota.
Shout out to you, and glad you've gotten through it. And you go out all the time.
These are the type of guys that are sniffing coke off the toilet seat in the back of a dirty club. So
right, these guys got a whole different lifestyle. You know,
exactly.
So,
like the line of coke is right next to the shit stain on the toilet, and they're just snorting.
God. I'm saying, oh God, because I've seen it vividly. I've seen it like for real. Like, what the?
So they're like, hey, I'm not worried about that COVID shit.
Yeah, keep it real. I mean, for some reason, it's still not showing my Twitch chat, but shout out to Professor who said 15 states right now are showing upward COVID trends. Like, this is not
because the new variants. Yeah, the new variants.
Not the time to be chilling and going back to normal. Like, it's not time for that.
The special edition COVID Blu-ray is out right now.
Yeah, this is the special edition.
This is the Steelbook Blu-ray
version. Yeah, and then we gonna get the director's cut.
Oh God, let me
get spring break.
We on spring break
now, bro. It's spring break now.
Yo, he says as long as it's not the women's restroom, you're fine.
Well, I saw on the news that Florida. Oh.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
He said, as long as it's not the women's restroom, you're fine. That's fucked up. But
there was spring breaking out in Florida, and apparently, like, you know, because of COVID regulations, they had the cops go out. They had to shoot pepper spray at them to disperse. And you would imagine Florida, right? Like, it's kind of like, the Wild West right now in Florida, but yeah, like even right now, like spring break, man, you gotta keep it real.
Yeah, you gotta be careful out there, man. It is spring break. Just don't be wilding out. I don't want to be around 1,000 people right now, 2,000, 5,000, especially 25,000.
It's not mandatory for me.
Yeah, if it ain't mandatory, don't do it, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
gotta have your ski mask on like spring breakers. Word to James Franco. For those who ain't never seen that movie.
Very underrated.
Oh
movie.
yeah, love it.
Underrated flick. Yeah, that's a deep cut.
Yeah, he stole Riff Raff's whole swag in that movie. Riff Raff was suing him at the time.
Well, let's keep it moving. T, can you tell us about your put over?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my put over will be short and sweet, even though the actual put over is long and epic. It's the Justice League Snyder cut.
Yes,
indeed. So it's a short put over, but it's a long movie.
It's a long put over.
So I watched it today, and actually the 4 hours didn't go by that, like, it didn't seem like a 4-hour movie. Like, the first it's cut into parts or sections. Like, while you're watching it, it'll give you like a cut point, so it has like chapters, like. And it goes up to, I think, 6 chapters while you're watching the movie. So the first 4 go by pretty fast. Like the first 2 hours, I think I didn't look at the time until like 2:20 to see what time it was. And then, yeah, I mean, I just finished watching it. It's a real good version of Justice League. All the characters get fleshed out a lot more.
So you saw the original cut, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I wasn't sure because I didn't see the original and I wanted to see this one. And I started watching it. I think I'm gonna watch it in parts. I'm gonna do the like as it goes to part 1, part 2. I'm gonna do that. But I was just curious. So you do think it's better than the original cut, right?
Yeah, so Cyborg's part is real good in this version of the Justice League.
That's what people are saying.
Because like all the issues that Ray Fine is having with WB and shit like that. But this has like a whole like mini Cyborg movie or plot inside of this movie.
Okay.
So the fact that we might not see him come back and reprise that character, even though the movie is setting up all these different storylines that could come next, saying that they could do Injustice. They still built off more of the Deathstroke. So a possible Batman versus Deathstroke movie.
That would be
still building off Flash Paradox. So like, yeah, man, the movie was
Flashpoint
good.
Paradox, yes.
Nice.
Solid.
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it. Me and Lori are gonna sit up and watch it on Saturday morning. I'm going out there for the weekend tomorrow afternoon. So we're gonna sit up and watch it. But we gotta watch Falcon and Winter Soldier first, though. That's mandatory.
Yeah, but this is about Marvel right now. We're talking about Justice League. We're talking Justice League right now.
We're talking Justice League.
Now, what I know a lot of people are saying about the Snyder Cut, is just basically that Zack Snyder really got to realize his vision, and that's really dope, especially after coming out of what he unfortunately came out of, the event that led him into not finishing the Justice League the first time and leaving it to Josh Whedon. So it's a win, and everybody's using the hashtag for I forgot his daughter's name, unfortunately, but everybody's using the hashtag.
As good as the movie did, I feel like he's got WB by the balls right now.
Yeah,
because it's like this. So if he never put his movie out, even if he did, we wouldn't have got this 4-hour version, right? Even if it went to theaters. But because of everything that ends up happening, we get this 4-hour version that he's put all these loose, like
tied up a bunch of loose ends. Yeah.
Well, added loose threads to have continuations of the movies. So then it's like now, even if they didn't want to bring him back, they're like, damn, you want to come back and do this Injustice League movie for HBO? Do you want to come and do like he's got that ability and that power now to just be like, oh yeah, you see how good that did. Now y'all want to bring me back to do some more shit, don't you?
Yeah, right. He do kind of. That makes a lot of sense. That's a very, 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 very good hot take. It's like, point. What do you do now? What do you do now that you got you didn't made up
because
for,
they were
for
almost
time.
at the point where they were almost at the point where they were going to forget this whole DC universe iteration of the Justice League.
Exactly.
So they're making a new Batman. Like everything, but now
they
HBO Max, like they want to do a Ben Affleck Batman movie. It's like
they put that bitch
HBO
in reverse
Max,
real quick.
Services have the ability to be like, nah, hey, we still want to. This stuff is still useful. We can still use this. So
hell yeah, and it's not like nobody wants to play who they're playing because everybody. Ben Affleck said he really enjoyed playing Bruce Wayne. He actually came back to do reshoots for the Snyder Cut when they was getting that in, and yeah, man, it's cool. So I think it's a solid cast, and the only issue I had with the movie initially before the Snyder Cut came out was just it felt rushed. This feels like you said, tying up loose ends, really getting to see everything. So I'm really excited to take a look at it. I'm gonna get me a nice sativa, and it's just gonna be an all day thing. I'm gonna go straight through it like he did. But
what the issue is that it was somebody else's movie that somebody else chopped up. So it's like it's already bad enough when you have the studio giving you notes and telling you what to do. But if you shot a whole movie and your movie was going to be dark, and then somebody else came and they chopped it up and made it lighthearted, it might look weird or feel weird because they're like,
what the fuck happened?
It's like it's bipolar at that point. It's going up and down.
Exactly.
Where you can't really catch a groove in the movie.
That's true.
But at least this movie knew what it wanted to be. It wanted to be a 4-hour fucking slugfest.
Indeed. And that's what we want. We watching superheroes and shit in fantasy. I just want to see people get fucked up, lasers and people kicking ass. And that's shit I watch movies for. But But yeah, man, no, Justice League Snyder Cut. It is on HBO Max right now. Please subscribe if you have not already done so. It's a lot of content worth giving HBO that $14.99 a month.
One last comment to add on it. By it being 4 hours, it just makes a lot of this stuff feel like it was earned. Like, Marvel had the ability to give everybody their own movie. So when the Avengers happened, it felt earned. But with it being 4 hours, everybody gets more attention. So when they finally become a group, it's more earned.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's beautiful.
Fair.
It's beautiful.
That's fair. So I'm gonna give it a chance for that. Like Marvel has built a universe over 10 years plus, over so many movies. You know what I mean? So to me, that's always been where DC kind of lost me, is like trying to do what Marvel was doing. Like, nah, you don't have to do that. Like, just give me good flicks.
You have enough creative properties to really counter the Marvel machine, but you just need better directors.
Sometimes, and sometimes it's letting but when you're dealing with all these different people with their investments and their, like having all these different people in their like what their idea of this movie should be, it just messes it up. But like when they do animated movies, there's no pressure and they're all fire. They
really are. Oh my God.
I don't understand.
Also, Neo, there's also a race to the finish line, because when you look at it, like both properties have the same agenda. They both got group. It leads up to a group movie where one had Darkseid and one had Thanos, but it's pretty much the same thing. So you're kind of like, it was kind of a race, and Marvel beat them to that. So once they got beat, they kind of was like, well, we can't make as many movies as they can, so let's just throw everybody into the same movie together, which was why you had everybody in Batman v Superman,
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So please go watch that. Like I said, I'm looking forward to watching it on an early Saturday morning. Definitely looking forward to it at the Power Rangers, of course, but that's another story. Anyway, going into my put over, I try to keep it simple. So my put over basically is one of my hometown heroes in music. And when I say hometown, I'm talking about down to the neighborhood I grew up in. Is now a 6-time billionaire, a multi-billionaire. So all bullshit aside, with all the stuff that he's been in the media for as of late, I gotta show love to Kanye. It was just recently announced that his deal with The Gap for his clothing line, which will be dropping later this year with The Gap, is worth the combined $3.2 to $4.7 billion. Not to mention he already owns an additional $1.7 billion in other assets, including his estranged wife Kim Kardashian's shapewear line. So this man is now worth about $6.6 billion. And this is a dude from the east side of Chicago, like me, who did all of this from MPC, ASR 10, and just a lot of fucking ambition. So much love to Ye in that front. I hope he's, still taking care of his mental health and everything. And it sucks that everything didn't work out with him and Kim, but I think he'll be fine per the numbers. That's another black billionaire,
right?
It's complicated.
You said 5 beats a day for 6 summers, yes, sir.
It's complicated with Kanye, but I've never doubted his drive. You know what I mean? That's one thing for sure. Like
he's only fucking 43, bro. He's 43 and he's a multi-billionaire, again, from the east side. That's a section of Chicago that not very many people talk about, but yet so many greats come from there, including myself.
Well, he also put out a charting gospel album too. So
that is true. I want to show love to one of my big homies at home.
Different route and avenues.
Yes, absolutely. I want to show love to one of my big homies at home who actually produced the lead single on Jesus is King. My boy XL Beats. That's one of my big bros from home. He produced Follow God on that project, and so that project, Jesus is King, won a Grammy for best contemporary gospel album.
He's the only artist to win a Grammy in hip hop and in gospel.
Man, right?
Yeah, he's the only person.
That guy you shouting out really know you, G1?
Huh?
Do that guy you shouting out really know you?
Yeah, XL knows me. XL knows me very well. He's
Okay,
known me.
Teak try to play him. Teak try to play
He always, bro.
Always.
Listen,
Like,
No,
he's just fact checking.
yeah,
We don't fact check here. We don't fact check here, Teak.
We don't fact check.
Yeah,
we call everybody a friend of the show. So he's a friend of the show.
Yeah, he's definitely a friend of the show. I'm not finna sit up here and say, "Oh, I've been in the studio with the nigga, this, that, and the third." But we've exchanged conversations. We've talked, whether it was video or whether it was just simple Facebook comments back and forth. He watched my shit on social media when I post beats videos, and he does the same. So, like I said, 6.6 billion from the East Side, all from an MPC, and again, just a lot of ambition. So, love to Kanye and much continued success, because you damn sure deserve it. Fucking genius, crazy ass genius. Damn.
I think it's a blessing in disguise that Rock isn't on the channel right now.
Of course. Oh God.
Yeah, he would probably have left by now.
Oh God.
This is the most Kanye talk we've ever had on this show. Actually, I think that there was an unofficial ban on Kanye talk on this show at some point.
Not just that, but Rock hate Justice League too. So two back-to-back things.
Rock hates Justice League. He hates Kanye. He hates anything that's not WWE.
Basically, everything but WWE.
Man, so did we get through all the putovers? I think so.
Well, I don't want to. Yeah, we got through all the putovers. I don't want to like knock your putover, because that's not what we do here. We definitely don't knock the putovers,
right?
But let's just not forget Kanye is a Trump supporter, or at least was at some point.
I literally think he was only in cahoots with Trump. I feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, and niggas can take it or leave it. I feel like the only reason he was doing a lot of that shit at the end of the day is really just to kind of open some doors for the shit that him and Kim was trying to do with the prison reform. And unfortunately, at that time, the only way you gonna get into a lot of them doors is through the commander, the chief, and he ain't, he ain't listening to nobody, else. It's it goes back to a line that Kendrick Lamar once said. He said, "My hands dirty. You worry about mud in your sink." You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you gotta cross that fine line in order to get some shit done. I don't really think he supports him on a political front. It's like, you the one with all the keys. So unfortunately, I gotta do what I gotta do in order to, whatever situation may be. And Angry Collector just said the same thing. Keep in mind that because of that type of talk, nigga let Kodak Black out.
Who cares about Kodak Black? Yo, man,
that's one of his final acts.
You about to stop.
I'm just saying. It's other. It was other people. It was other people besides that. But I'm just saying
something better. Come on now.
Yeah, Kodak Black. I mean, definitely come up with something better. But
right, they could have kept Kodak.
Bro, you could have kept him.
Yeah, you definitely could have kept Kodak. But it started a conversation. That's all I'm saying. It started whatever Kanye did started with Trump, started a conversation that got Trump to, at the very fucking least, I don't give him any passes, but at the very fucking least, started a conversation about prison reform. So, you got to dance with the devil a little bit. Hey.
Kanye don't get no pass, because not only did he do that, but then he also attempted to run himself, which would have suppressed votes by getting people to vote for him, knowing that those votes would be useless because he wasn't going to win.
That's a whole other thing. Like,
that's a whole other thing.
Him, like, trying to muck up the whole like political system by jumping in there, I think also was a very looked like it might have been a Trump supporting move too, to be like, I'm gonna just take some votes from Biden and make it easy. Like, I don't know if that was his. We don't like. That's the thing. We don't know these.
He was trying to get the hype beast vote.
We don't know these celebrities.
But I still listen to Kanye though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all that shit aside, music is what I acknowledge him for. It's what I pay homage to him for. That's really all it comes down to. Because I'm not a political person. I don't give a fuck about politics. I never have. But truth be told, on the musical side of things, that man, he came in and completely changed the landscape of what we consider modern day music. Everything after 808s and Heartbreak sounds like 808s and Heartbreak. Like, niggas is really singing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, after him and Kid Cudi, like I would say, because I got to give him that credit too.
It created Drake. It created, a lot of what people's sounds are. So
Yeah.
I wanna move on because
Indeed.
you know that's a lot.
And Bombshell Boy, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. Too many memorable lines from
Terrible rapper? No, I don't think he's a terrible rapper.
Never, dude.
I don't think he's a terrible rapper. I just think he makes some crazy decisions. But he's not an amazing rapper, but his ability to emote and bring emotion to lines.
Yeah,
man.
whatever Kanye does,
his music went down after Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. That's like his opus. That's like his
yeah.
My Beautiful
agree.
Dark Twisted Fantasy is a solid album, man.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
That's we took rap to somewhere else in that with that album.
But when it comes to Kanye West, like he's always the subject of the conversation, whether it be through controversy or through innovation.
He love him or hate him, he's one of those people that literally just believes there's no such thing as bad publicity, which we find out. And yes,
is that
too.
true? So let's talk about that's a good segue point. Is it true that any publicity is good publicity? Is that true? Let's go around the table. Neo, what do you think?
I think if you're trying to build a brand, then of course bad publicity is just, again, it's just ammunition against you. So for example, again, peel the curtain back a little bit, Matt Mania, your brainchild, you entrusted it to us. We've had many meetings to say, hey, my name is still on it. There's still some stuff that we got to respect, and I'm all for that, because I feel like a brand ambassador for you. So therefore, I don't want to do anything that'll disrespect the brand. So I say if you're building a brand, then yes. I'm sorry, then no. Bad publicity is not good publicity. If you're trying to go viral and just be famous, then the latter.
Okay. I can see that. G1, your thoughts. Bad publicity, good publicity. Is it?
I gotta agree with what Ebony said in this comment.
What up, Ebony?
What up, Ebony? Short term bad publicity. It depends on how bad the publicity was and what it was bad over. For example, and this was actually a conversation that myself and my girlfriend Lori, who's in the chat, we had a conversation about Chris Brown. And how my biggest problem with a lot of like societorial media is how like
wait, what was that word again?
Societorial.
It's probably not really
even,
it's probably not really even a word. And I
like that word
myself there though for that, but and that's fine. I'll say this in terms of media. I had a conversation with Lori about how I feel that in the public eye, men, whenever they do something bad, even if they're already asking for forgiveness and they're already trying to repent and do the right thing, everybody and their mama done already beat them up. And then when the woman does something bad in media, it's always like, oh, she's just in a bag, and it's a bad bitch summer, hot girl, some whatever situation may be. And I said that to say this. When you talk about bad publicity, so they drug Chris Brown into the ground about that whole situation with him and Rihanna, right? But we now later on, after Chris Brown is back in the public eye and doing his thing and everybody loves him again, we find out later that
I still don't talk about Chris Brown.
All right, let him finish the point.
You're right.
Go ahead.
We find out later that it's basically that was a two-handed thing. And once we found out that it was a two-handed thing, that conversation kind of fell back a little bit. So what was bad publicity for Chris for maybe like, I don't know, a year or two at most, by the time he did the public apology and then he did that, I think that was a Grammy performance that he did where he was in tears or whatever. After that, everybody moved on, forgave him. It was personal relationship problems. Now he's on everybody's record and he's talking about eating pussy and messages again. So I say that to say short term.
I don't know. And I don't know how much of that is. I don't know. Like I mean, Chris Brown's not my demographic. I'm not his demo. But I can't speak for that, but I know there's a lot of people who still don't mess with Chris Brown. You know what I mean? Like there might be a lot of people who do, but there's a lot of people who haven't forgiven
the same chicks that say that. Look, the same people that say they don't mess with Chris Brown, they know to put some Chris Brown on when an old girl come over because she gonna shake her ass to that because that's what she want to hear. Like
it's rock knowledge.
What up, Rock?
My God, it's rock knowledge. What's he doing there?
You got a hateful run-in.
I disagree with what you just said because
I completely disagree. But we'll be talking about non-wrestling for 2 hours if I go into it.
What kind of podcast are we doing talking about Chris Breezy?
I don't know why I went from Kanye to Chris Brown.
We were talking about bad publicity.
Is bad publicity good publicity?
And how Chris Brown beat up Rihanna.
Yeah,
they had a fight.
I mean, clearly that didn't hurt Chris Brown because Chris Brown is still Chris Browning,
and clearly that didn't hurt Rihanna.
He's still Chris Browning
because Rihanna is still Rihanna-ing, and it's amazing watching Rihanna.
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
God bless her. And her
right, but I was just disagreeing with the fact that you said people that don't fuck with Chris Brown still put Chris Brown music on when the chicks come through. I'm like, if I don't fuck with him, I'm not going to put his music on just because some chick came through.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either.
I
wouldn't put his music on. I'll put on some Sade.
I don't have an issue with Chris on the side of music anyway because I don't know him personally, but I don't have an issue.
I think that's the definitely the best point made is that we don't know these people, man. So when these people are when these people do these things, I'm never quick to jump out and defend them or try to empathize. I try to understand if I can.
Thank you, Ebony.
Yo, we don't know these people. We don't know these people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yes, we can move on. How about this? Vince McMahon. We can get into wrestling.
Let's do
Vince McMahon, probably a person who people love or hate. You know, we know enough about him to hate him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's created something that we all love. Is it complicated? Is the relationship with how we feel about, say, Vince McMahon, is that complicated? Because he's created something that we love so much, but yet we know how he feels about, say, Trump, so I don't know. What do you think? Is it complicated?
Yes.
Only if you let it be.
Explain,
think about it like this. I mean, we don't know everyone's political affiliations for stuff, people that we enjoy musically, artists, actors, whatever. We don't always know their political affiliations. We don't know what they say behind closed doors. This McMahon stuff is out there a little bit more publicly because he's given money to Trumpito, but we don't know what other people are into or what they're supporting. And at some point, there's got to be some kind of a fine line, I would think, because you probably wouldn't want to know what some of your favorite, musicians, athletes, artists support. You may not want to know any of that stuff because it might make you look at them way differently. I can respect
the motherfucker that just put it out in the open. I don't like hidden racism. That shit sucks.
Sure.
That shit is super whack. Like if you go like if you're either a Trump supporter, because I'm not saying you necessarily have to be racist in order to be a Trump supporter. It does kind of cross that fine line, but it's like if you love what you love or whatever the situation may be, it's like just be upfront about it, and that I can respect you more if you honest about it versus me having to find out some shit on the back end and I've been mingling with you for God knows how long. That shit's whack.
That's fair.
That is fair. That is fair.
Mm-hmm.
So when stuff comes out, I'm always like, yo, I'd rather, like, we talk about things that happen like in the South when you're like, okay, Mississippi and Alabama. I think of these places as very overtly racist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it doesn't always surprise me when something happens. But yeah, like at the end of the day, then I used to be like, why do people even want to live in these places that are all like mad racist? Like, but we all live in Arizona, and Arizona has a very negative history.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? But look at in the time that we've been here, like look at what's happened politically to this state where it's literally turned blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it was a purple state for like the longest time, and finally
well, it was red for longer, but I think it was red for longer. But yes, it was purple for a minute, and then it went all the way blue this year. Like I never thought I'd see that in Arizona. So So I see why. I guess I'm just trying to say, like, I see why people hang in there and fight the fights that they fight. In places where it seems like everything's against you. It's always worth it, man. It might not even be worth it for you, but then for your kids and your kids' kids. By the time Neo's kids are voting, this place will be, you know what I mean, a whole different place.
Space colonies and shit.
Right, and when and taking it back to Vince McMahon, like you were talking about, like, yeah, the people who stick it out with the rest in WWE that's trying to change things, like, eventually we do see change. We do see more champions of color and more black champs and things like that. But at the same time, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because it's like, man, we know he don't really give a fuck. He only gives a fuck because of ratings. If the ratings are doing good with what they're doing, then he's probably more positive towards it. But he's still giving these people a chance to feed their families as well and have a job in the first place. So it's like,
I feel that. But even like now, you can't say, okay, he thought Bobby Lashley equals ratings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he thought that. I think he just thought he was the best guy for the moment, And
let's not forget, like, there's, he is not the only hand, right? So you have other creative outlets who may be advocating for him, maybe stroking his business sense.
Yeah, there's producers and things like that.
When everybody still looks at WWE as the top, so it's like, nobody really wants to take that demotion or that pay cut to go wrestle somewhere else if they don't have to. So we've seen that. How many people are we like? Oh, even people like Dolph Ziggler were like, he should leave, but he doesn't. He keeps signing on. Why? Because he's well paid.
He's a champion.
What?
He's a tag team champion.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, he's had the world title.
He could be very happy with what he's been doing because he was a world champ
once.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot.
So yeah,
it short.
It wasn't short. It was like it wasn't as long as.
Was this when he was paired up with?
That was with AJ and Big E,
right?
Yeah, when Big E was his man.
It was dope. He cashed in on Del Rio, and it was a great moment. It was a great moment at the time. Oh yeah.
Shit.
He's worse. Anyway, let's get into some wrestling
there as well. Everybody doesn't want to go. Everybody doesn't want to go have to bet on themselves and try to have to work harder. Like Christian, who's saying he's coming to AEW to outwork everyone. Dolph Ziggler might not want to outwork everyone right now. He might be comfortable.
He might be
collect that check,
pay his bills.
Yeah. Some people don't have that edge, and I understand. Like, this is, I think, Moxley is probably the biggest example.
You get it? He said edge. You get it? Yeah.
Okay.
On this day,
I look at like what Moxley looks like now, and the amount of effort he puts in now, as opposed to that last year in WWE, and it's night and day. You can see it really like that. He's.
I will
go ahead.
Continue to advocate the fact that pro wrestling goes through John Moxley right now, because I feel that wholeheartedly.
The emotion, the effort.
Why?
Okay, so maybe you gotta explain that.
He's like a totally different person right now. You can't even look at him, and I don't even remember what his old name was anymore. What?
It's gonna be Dean Ambrose.
Well, it's bad with names, but even then, though, I understand. Like, we don't think about Dean Ambrose anymore. Like, John Moxley is a star.
I do.
Well, we're WWE mark, but
you think of Gene Ambrose more than you think of Dean Ambrose.
Gene. I saw somebody put it up on Twitter. It was just a picture of Moxley coming into the building, and they were like, "Wow, this picture of Moxley in broad daylight makes him look 10 times cooler than anything he did in WWE that last year and a half." Like, it is true. Like, you can tell when they're putting effort into making you look good, and when they're not. It's interesting, man.
When you love your job, you love your job. I tell you, when you truly enjoy something, it is so. Like, for a lot of people, it's not really about like the wealth and the riches and the fame. John Moxley said it himself in an interview when he first went over there. He like, man, I done already got a house 2 cars. You know, I got my dogs. He like, what I'm about? Diamond chain or some shit? Like, I'm good. I don't need a bunch.
Right.
But
It's not about the money
just wanna
anymore.
be
It's
happy.
about being.
No, he wants the freedom to build his character the way he wants.
That's what I'm saying. But we were just saying
Yeah.
in terms of just the element of it kind of just being like a really cool job. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, I didn't, you know, during my time in WWE, I didn't made all the money I could make, and I'm set for life at this point. Like, I don't.
So it's like, what do you want out of life now? It's just to build your legacy.
I tell people all the
last
time,
year
if I can
with
just
the
pay my rent and my
WWE
basic bills off beats, I'm good.
For those who don't remember, we were comparing him to Bane. He had a gas mask on and a fur coat, and he was getting shots in the ass.
What a moment.
He was an innovator against COVID.
He was.
He kicked off Revolution.
Yo, he was the one saying,
not Revolution. What is the group name?
Retribution?
Vaccination.
I'm so sorry.
Vaccination. Yo. Vaccination. Yo. Oh my God.
Mox was doing the vaccination storyline early.
He was. Like, but he was coming out saying the crowd stinks, and it was just really bad stuff.
It was terrible. But now he's in a whole nother space and he's happy. You could tell. You agreed to do it. I doubt if he would ever agree to do a fucking exploding barbed wire match in WWE, nor would they do anything like that. But you know, then he comes from that background though. He comes
from death matches, so like I'm sure he's tried, because I remember him saying when they had that street fight with Brock, how like Brock didn't want to do anything and he wanted to do all this cool stuff. And Brock's like, yeah, I ain't doing that. I ain't even going outside the ring. Like, let's just do this. And that was it. And he's like, man, I wanted to do some cool stuff. He did the thumbtacks with Jericho.
Yeah,
that run.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was cool.
So yeah, he was into the big, the deathmatch spot. So anyway,
and he also was talking to a potted plant at one point. So
he was talking to a potted plant. He was the lunatic fringe. It's pretty bad. Yeah.
I did want to talk about this. I'm not sure if anybody was going to bring it up, but did anybody watch TNA's pay-per-view, since we recorded on Thursday and they had a pay-per-view that weekend?
I did not, but
I seen highlights.
I think I saw some highlights. What did anything cool happen there?
Well, Rich Swann became double champion, or they put the belts together. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about him being
He's
double
the unifier.
champ.
He's the unifier.
Yeah, he has unified the belts. So now he's supposed to fight Kenny, right?
Kenny, yeah.
Is it for the title? Is it title for title, or what are they doing? Wait,
it is title for title.
I think it's title for title. Yeah.
Well, we know what this means, y'all.
Don Callis cut a seething promo on Rick Swann on Tuesday.
Really?
It was.
But I wanted to talk about what Rich Swann went through and where Rich Swann is now. And like, we were talking about something, I think it might have been last week or something, but we're always talking about like AEW with the WWE guys, but TNA just put a WWE guy over who is now the unifier of the belts. So do we give AEW the same shit, or TNA the same shit as we give AEW? What do you guys think about Rich Swann being the face of TNA?
Impact now, but
Impact, but it's hard for me to imagine Swann as the face of the company. But like, his matches have been solid, and he's been doing a great job. And I do think him and Kenny will have a really great match.
Oh, hell yeah!
Hell yes. So yeah, it's almost hard. It's still hard to remember, to think about it, because like he was in 205 Live dancing around, and like to be like the top guy over there is.
What did he do?
He was cruiserweight champ.
WWE.
Oh no, this gets
complicated.
He had a domestic dispute with his wife. Okay. His wife is also a wrestler, right?
Is she?
Yeah.
I forget her name. But anyway, he had a wrestling match. Not a wrestling match. He had a fight with her.
Yeah, I get it. Enough said right there.
And apparently she did not call the police and she did not press charges. But because it was a public event, he got let go. And that was it. That's pretty much it as far as They're still together, and So also, I want to tell you, I didn't even realize this as I was on Swan's Wikipedia, and Rich Swann got signed after an Evolve show when Wale tweeted out that Rich Swann and Uha Nation, later known as Apollo Crews, should be in WWE. This tweet got to Mark Henry, and later on that year, he got Swann a tryout. So I didn't even realize that
Wale
this happened
said
because of Wale. Like, I didn't realize that.
Didn't Swann get signed due to the Cruiserweight tournament or something that they were doing? Cruiserweight Classic?
No. They announced him as a part of it, but with those were one-offs. They didn't like sign up everybody.
Yeah, but I remember like his story that they did where he was talking about like he was homeless, and I remember like his dad or his mom died or something like that. It was like he had like a real sad story during the Cruiserweight Classic, and I was like, man,
yeah, he had a sympathetic. Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. So it was dope that they had brought him back.
I think TJP also had like a story like that.
Oh yeah. I don't really remember much about his story during that, but
it was a long time ago.
This was forever ago in WWE. But yeah, he got signed in 2016, and then later on that year, he was in the Cruiserweight Classic. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting that Wale kind of set that up.
That's dope. That show, hey, Wale is a wrestling fan. He's not just a WWE fan. Clearly, he's a wrestling fan, and that shows. When you was talking about them early.
Yes, Sue Young in Impact. Pardon, we didn't have her name, but yes, his wife is Sue Young.
Oh, wow.
And Rich has been on top already. I don't know if you knew it. He's definitely been like the guy. He's been the champ before. I think it was Eric Young that he beat before that. They were going through it a little bit. Yeah, Eric Young, who was also a WWE guy. But yeah, he's been in the title picture since he came to Impact. So it's been cool to see. And we can say what we want about Impact. I wish the production was better, but I love the fact that they have not been afraid to highlight like African American talent.
The matches are fire,
and they've been having great matches. So
the commentary, talk about an upgrade. They got Matt Stryker and D'Lo Brown.
Hell yeah,
like so much better than what it used to be. Thank goodness.
Yeah. So Ebony says, are they going to unify the AEW and Impact titles?
No, they're not. No,
they will not do this. I think what they'll do, and this just helps Impact. If Kenny wins, which I think he will, he'll bring the title onto the show on AEW, and people will be like, "What's that? What's that belt?" And then he'll say, "I'll be at Impact tomorrow or the next week," or and it's going to be good business for both of them to do it.
So do they need to have like a what do WWE call it?
What
is it? Survivor Series when it's brand versus brand? Like, do they need to have a co-op pay-per-view where it's title versus title every match?
Like to see that. I would like to see that.
Can we get an AEW versus
like
Impact?
The tag team titles versus the tag team champions? Like that. Like, because now they got the New Japan guys. Finn Juice is the TNA is the Impact champs.
Shout out to Finn Juice. Juice changes his gimmick literally every month. I can't keep up. What's Juice Robinson's gimmick now? I don't know. He changes it up. His look, his gimmick changes every time I see him.
Oh my god.
But anyway, they're tag champs now. I would like to see it. Only thing that makes me wonder is like Kenny has been, at least in storyline in AEW, he's been kind of isolating himself from everybody. You know what I'm saying? So like, who would team up with him to fight Impact guys? You know what I'm saying?
I was just about to ask you, who's your 5-man team on the AEW side, and who's your 5-man team on the Impact side?
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying do it.
TNA.
I'm not saying do it exactly like that. I'm not saying that it has to be a whole AEW team versus a TNA team. I'm just saying champ versus champs.
Oh yeah, so I would like to see that.
Yeah, of course.
I would love that.
These guys don't have to get along to face other champions.
Yeah,
that's actually a good idea. They could just do a title for title match, or just exhibition matches all the way down the card.
But either way, it would be. that was still, but either way, regardless if that's what doesn't matter was or not, I would still love to see more interaction with other stars in Impact, not just the ex Bullet Club guys, but more stars in Impact versus current stars in AEW. It would just be a chef's kiss of just some quality wrestling matches. Like,
I would love that.
Man,
I'd like to see that. I hope so.
And yes, I can name 5 guys in Impact Rock. I can name 20 guys.
That's
You're
impressive.
like an encyclopedia of random names, so that doesn't impress me.
No, that's actually,
right.
I think that's pretty impressive.
You can say names. Rocco does have to believe you. He doesn't know if they're wrestlers there.
Of course, it's true.
Of course not. I can say
like,
Mr. Potato Head. Rock could be like,
Joey Smith. You don't know
you could be like,
fired Joey
Frank
Smith.
Calorino.
Like, oh yeah.
They got Steven Syllables. Like, okay.
Yeah, man.
Steven
the Pebbler.
Syllables.
You don't know about the Pebbler?
Who the fuck is the
You know who they don't have? Weed Whacker, Swamp Cooler, Plate Face.
Oh, you talking about Retribution's new guys? All right. So speaking of Retribution, Raw happened, and we can go quickly through Raw. There was a couple things, but I just want to talk about the tag team title match. That's really the only thing I want to talk about. And like, I feel like I'm going to sound like a complainer here, but if for those who don't know, the Hurt Business takes on the New Day for the Raw tag teams titles, and a great match, such a dope match. But the New Day wins, and they're the 11-time tag team champions.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Congrats and all, but I'm gonna sound like a hater. I can't do this without sounding like a hater. Why? Like, why do they need to win this 11 times?
I agree with you.
Hurt Business is just warming up.
Are they getting a rematch at? Are they getting a rematch at Mania for the titles, or at Fastlane for the titles? Or
worse, Steak. As soon as the match ends, they start booking the WrestleMania match with AJ and Omos coming out like, no, we want WrestleMania. So no rematch.
Wow.
Nothing. They just skipping y'all. Like, nah, you out of here. Like that was really disappointing. That's disappointing to me.
I hope that's not a bad omen.
Mania, they want to get Omos.
They want to get Omos a WrestleMania moment at the expense of the New Day. Like they're going to bump for him.
So they're going to have people there. So
they're going to bump for him. I understand that, and they're going to make him look like $1 million. But that's right. That's whack though. Like I don't know, man. I think the Hurt Business deserve better. Talk about it amongst yourselves.
I agree.
I think that's nuts. I agree.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, but see, shout out to somebody mentioned it online. They were like, you got to see the big picture of booking. And I understand booking. We've been watching this stuff our whole life. Yeah. I know that you got to give the team with pedigree and let somebody knock them off. I get that. Mm-hmm. But the Hurt Business was just warming up. Like, I just don't. I get it. Hurt Business versus AJ and Omos is not a Mania match. I get it.
So Ram, but do you feel this though? Is Woods and Kofi better workers? Do they feel like because Omos is gonna be green in the ring? Do you feel like that's why? Huh?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Mm-hmm. I think that they know. Yeah.
So instead of them fighting the
Hurt Business, make them look
they
good.
Could have did that. Yeah, they could have fought the Hurt Business as champs, but they don't want anything to go wrong in the match because maybe Cedric and who was the other guy?
Shelton.
Oh, but Shelton, yeah. Maybe they feel like they wouldn't have been as good, wrestling wise.
I get it, sorta, but I don't know. Like, Ngaku asked the question. There gotta be. There's other. Aren't there any other tag teams on Raw? Like, what is? I don't understand.
That's all I care about.
That's a whole other question.
They gotta be. There's no other tag teams on Raw. Like, it just had to be the New Day. Like, over and over again, just New Day. Like, this is what causes people to get turned on. It's like bad booking.
Didn't they make Braun? You know what I'm saying? Didn't they make Braun tag with the fucking general manager or something? So they don't have tag teams over there.
I guess not. Raw has no tag teams. I just thought about it.
All tag teams is on SmackDown.
I mean, anybody in Retribution, like, I don't know.
But even those guys, like, okay, the whole Retribution thing, like that to me, like all they do is lose. They don't beat
That's true.
nobody. So what are they doing? Like Ali looks like a chump.
Rock's right. It takes the relevance out of the character. If these are supposed to be the tough dudes that came in and wreck shit or whatever situation may be, why the fuck they getting beat every week?
Like, man, they could have left Dijakovic in NXT.
And he was doing perfectly fucking fine on his own.
Yeah, I thought he was on the way. Right. Like, he had just had a banger with Keith Lee. Like,
that series with him.
I don't understand that. Like, but we don't understand what they do. That's what they do.
You have the Hurt Business jump whoever wins the titles at Mania to get them back in the picture.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like they took the titles off the Hurt Business just to potato it or hot potato it back to the Hurt Business, like at a pay-per-view. But then when AJ came out and announced and booked WrestleMania, I'm like, the only thing that could change this is if they just really turn this on its head and just start
and make it a triple threat,
going in for themselves.
Yeah, it could be a triple threat tag team, something like that. I see the potential. AJ could become a Grand Slam champ if he gets the tag titles. So I get that, but this is just not necessary. And Omos is going to look like a beast. Like, he's going to destroy them. Like, I'm sure that's the plan. But, like, I don't know. I just still don't like it.
Woods and Kofi are going to bounce for him when he lifts them.
Oh, yeah, they're going to make him look phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's the best plan for him if you really want Omos to look like a monster. And he's with AJ. Like, AJ's also going to make him look good. So
next to Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston's probably one of the best salesmen.
Right. I mean, Woods is pretty good too, man. Like,
Woods is good. Yeah, Woods is good. Shout out to the homie.
There's times where I'll be like, dang, he got killed. You know? But
I don't know where this
when Woods took a stunner from Stone Cold, that was pretty fun.
My thing is, I mean, and we don't know yet because there's still time, but like, where does this leave Cedric and Shelton? Like, they have
just
nothing.
Catering, that's where it leaves them.
And then to me, that just puts a lot of bad. Bad juju on the fact that I have a feeling that they're going to take the strap off of Bobby to give Drew his damn WrestleMania moment, which is great. I just hate that it's going to come at the expense of Bobby Lashley, who's doing great, dominant as hell as champion right now. He had a solid faction behind him. Like, why not keep the gold on the tag team boys? You got MVP. Like, they blew this shit up by taking.
If Lashley loses the title, then the Hurt Business needs to go to SmackDown and take all the titles over there.
Because the Hurt Business,
because we're already talking about them in the past tense.
Yeah, it's like the writing's on the wall. Like, I hope that they flip it and make it crazy, but the writing's clearly on the wall that Hurt Business time is kind of dwindling, which is sad because they've like single-handedly held down Raw like since they've been there.
They've been so good, man, so good.
It's a shame they're kind of watering them down. And like, yo, you got a squad. Like, I mean, not that Bobby needs it because, like you said, you've been super dominant. But like, why aren't they coming out helping them win matches? And like, I don't know. I think cheat for him. Like, he should not lose.
He's a tweener.
Yeah, like if you really want to, but I guess they don't want to fully turn him heel, I guess. But I don't know. I think, especially when you're against guys like The Miz, like you're kind of a face when you're against Miz. So I get it.
And cheating against The Miz, like, come on now. Drew was already basically saying, like, I beat Brock or whatever, and you beat The Miz. So if you're cheating against The Miz, then
right. He's trying to like underplay, like, oh, you snuck me and I beat everybody. And that's another thing I think Jared said in our group chat. They made Drew look super strong, and even in losing, like they protected Drew big time. You know what I mean? Like the only way Bobby got it off him or Miz got it off him was Bobby had to beat him up, and he had to go through this gauntlet match or the chamber. Yeah. Like they really, really kept Drew strong. Like he didn't lose a thing. Mm-hmm. So now it's kind of clear they want Drew to have his moment in front of people. But like you said, Rock, like I don't want it to be at the expense of like the end of Bobby Lashley when you just got him here. Like Bobby Lashley went through some BS since he came back. Like it's been a garbage run until the
Hurt Business.
Yeah, until the Hurt Business. It's been a terrible run. This whole Lana thing and all that.
Yeah, and speaking of Bobby, I know that we talked about this a little bit in the group chat as well. There was the article that came out indicating that one of the things that Bobby Lashley was promised upon his return to WWE was a match with none other than Brock Lesnar. So I'm curious if collectively, if we all think that's ever going to happen, and two, how do you book that?
He comes riding in on an ox and wants to fight.
I think the biggest problem is, though, Brock's gonna make WWE come out of pocket for a significant amount of money to come out of whatever it is he's doing, you know, beating up animals with his bare hands or whatever Brock Lesnar does for fun. You know, it's gonna take a lot for him to come back. And I mean, at that point, I mean, I want to see Brock and Bobby. I just don't know if it ever happens. Like, how does that match get booked? Because does Brock go over? Does Bobby go over? Is it a good match?
Someone in the comments is saying, what about a 3-way with Drew, Lashley, and Brock at Mania? I mean, do we have is there not really time to bring Brock back for that, or is it?
I mean, Brock's only going to come back for a major pay-per-view. I mean,
the other thing how do you give him a shot? Does he just walk into Mania and they say, "Oh, Brock, you're here. You want this match?" Like, how does that happen?
Brock has enough stroke.
So if Brock comes back, is he by himself? Because Paul Heyman's busy.
No, he's gonna come with Dana White.
Yeah, we've talked about that. I would love that to happen.
That's crazy. I don't know if that'll happen.
Even if he's by himself, he doesn't have to say anything. He just comes out, he F5s somebody, and then we got a match. Like, I don't think he has to say anything.
Yeah, it would be nice to see, but I already know what's gonna happen if they do bring Brock back, because him and Vince been in bed together for many years, and it's just, here we go, another Brock Lesnar only show up every 6 months, a million.
No, because they might just bring him in for a one-off. They might not want to pay him money to be champ. They might just pay him to come in and lose.
Yeah, they could. He came in to lose to Drew. So
but it took. I want to believe that, but they be, bro. When it comes to Brock, ugh.
Well, hey, I fucked with Brock, so I'm not one of them people that complain about Brock being champ.
Yeah, I fuck with
Brock too.
I fuck with Brock pre-UFC. I fuck with actual wrestler Brock.
When Brock had the Universal title, they were keeping it off TV because the Universal title had a bad taste and a stigma to it at the time. So they gave it to Brock and let him take it off TV. Then when he showed up with it, he made it important.
Yeah, no, I get that, but it's still the principle. It's still the principle of the whole thing. I feel like I wish I had seen those type of matches. Like, I would love a triple threat between Lashley, Drew, and give me like 04, 05 Brock Lesnar. That's the fucking match I want to see. Not this new, they just sucking them dry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not for it,
sucking
man.
Them dry.
Yeah, that too.
But
the other way around.
Brock's ratings, man, like he's money, and I think he makes that match big. So you got to give him what he wants.
Yeah, if Goldberg can bring ratings, Brock will bring even more ratings.
Yeah, for sure. And I think
if they're worried about selling tickets, they could definitely promote that and get those tickets sold.
Yeah, that'll put some butts in some seats. I ain't mad.
Right.
I ain't mad. So
Rand, did you see my internal commentary?
I did. It's hilarious.
I really want to. I'm so bad. Just to put that up there, just so I can heat whoever the hell it is. I want to ride his.
Don't ever feed the trolls.
I know. I know. It's just fun. Like, really, dude.
That's hilarious.
It's fun.
That's hilarious. All right, so we gotta get to NXT and AEW.
Yes, we do.
So
there's a fast lane this weekend too, homie.
Can we just talk about Fastlane on the Patreon?
Yeah, we could do that. We'll do a
If
Patreon.
not, we're going to be on here for like 4 hours.
For sure. There's a lot of wrestling.
And I was an
All
hour
right.
late, and we're still not even into the wrestling that far.
Well, we only got 2 more shows. The 2 more. Did
All
we
right,
talk about
so-
SmackDown at all? We didn't even talk about SmackDown.
No.
It happened on Friday. It'll happen
kinda
again
don't.
on Friday.
Yeah, we tend to not because we're in between it all the time. But
Hey, we got
wasn't that? I mean, we gotta give him a little props. I think Big E's promo was fire.
Yes.
Big E's promo was dope.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I love the backstage moment between Edge and Daniel Bryan, which was kind of fire when Bryan was basically teasing Edge like, "Hey, I was better at what you did to get the title or whatever the situation may be." And Edge kind of walked off on him and shit. I like this kind of Bryan got a little bit of like a kind of a cocky attitude, like he's still yes movement Daniel Bryan, but it's with a little hint of asshole. And I like that about him, actually. It's kind of nice.
He's gonna assert himself to the Samoan cookout.
He said he the head of the table.
I like
He
that.
sure did tell Roman that to his face.
He's gonna bring the veggie tray to the Samoan cookout.
Yeah, but you saw what happened after that, though, G, when there was no table because Crazy Uso threw that bitch out the ring.
Yeah, he did.
You know what was
Yeah,
weird
yeah.
though? Even though he like was mad aggro towards DB, all of a sudden he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna be a special guest enforcer,"
Right.
and I'm like,
who's gonna pick you to be that after you tripping right
"Where'd
now?
that come from?"
Where'd that come from? Like that wasn't
Exactly.
natural at all.
When was the last time in WWE there was a special guest enforcer?
I don't know.
What, the first episode of SmackDown? No.
No, I'm thinking like what? Maybe was it like Stone Cold? Was it
Yeah,
maybe
it-
Shawn Michaels?
It was
I
either
remember
like
Shawn
Stone
Michaels
Cold,
was an
Shawn, or
enforcer.
Shane. It was either
Okay.
Austin, Shawn, or Shane. Either one. Because
Yeah.
they're the special enforcer motherfuckers. They do that.
So that was kind of like out of the blue, which
yeah.
I didn't understand. Like, why would Jay ever recommend he to be the enforcer? I don't know. Unless Heyman was dripping in his ear about it. That's the only thing that I can think of, but
Probably
that was
so.
weird.
But still, we ended up getting a cool moment out of that, which is going to be a setup for something that I've been looking forward to for a long ass time since he returned. We know that this Friday, Jey Uso is going to go off against Edge, returning to the SmackDown ring after 11 long years. So
That's cool.
This is gonna be a lot of fun. Edge said he wanted to go up against, some of the newer blood. And I'm like, I think the Usos were just really starting to come up in the tag team reigns when Edge was in like his final run before he retired. So this would be dope to see some sparring between them with this new gruffier, grittier Edge and this gruffier, grittier Jey Uso. This is gonna be fire. I'm looking forward to this.
I'm into it. I'm definitely here for it. I want to
Hell
see
yeah.
it. All right, so I want to jump to AEW real quick. Let's just talk about. There's a lot that happened, of course, on the show,
Mhm.
but I think I mentioned last week that I'm kind of over Cody Rhodes, and I'm like even more over him after Cody rolled up Penta and beat him.
Yeah, well, that's the Prince of Pro Wrestling right there. He beat him with a wrestling move.
A wrestling maneuver. The most protected move in wrestling right there.
We're just not going to
roll-up.
talk about the fact that like 3 matches ended up in a roll up on AEW when we shit on WWE for a little roll up finish. all the time.
I was definitely getting there. We had a
Oh,
lot
wait,
of roll-
you actually watched?
Wait,
No,
did you watch
I
or
read the
you
dirt
just
sheets.
found
bro. I read the dirt sheets. I don't
Oh,
watch that
okay.
shit.
I'm like, since when did you?
I watch
Yeah, Rock really lives the gimmick.
He lives
Well,
the gimmick.
Rand,
You're right.
Rand was
There
talking
was a
about
lot
the
of-
roll up right now.
A lot of roll-ups. I was going to get to it. I wanted to talk the first one, of course. Maybe I'm just being this way because I didn't like the result. I just, I want to see Penta get big wins. And the
He
Cody
deserved a
thing
big win.
is
That would've
like,
been-
I don't know, this Cody. Bro, he broke his arm. He did the freaking arm break move. Like, you're supposed to be done
Right.
at that point. Like, and then you roll him up. Like, get out of here. That was just a
Yeah,
terrible finish.
But
Like,
look, he did the arm break move on the already busted arm too.
Right. But you have enough strength and wherewithal to roll him up. And come on. Like, and you held him down with a sunset flip. He held him down.
Yeah, that was a little
Neo.
Terrible.
Terrible. This goes to you real quick, Neo. They say the reason that Pentagon loses because he beat taunting too much? Do we need to calm down?
You remember Pentagon from Lucha Underground when he was Pentagon Dark? We need that Pentagon back.
Maybe this is a sign that he'll, change forms again.
He
does a little too much like the taunting. It's
because he could have won that ladder match a bunch of times, but he kept on clapping and taunting instead of building his power up.
Throwing up gang signs and shit.
I think for me, like power up. I think for me personally, like again, like Penta is just there to put on dope matches. I like the only person who's really getting traction is his little brother Ray Phoenix.
He's Rey Mysterio over there.
Phoenix. No. Ray Phoenix is Ray Phoenix. All right?
Phoenix. I'm saying over there to AEW. Yes, he's
no comparison.
No, okay,
that's Lucha in the business right now.
It's true. This is very true.
He looked really good. This has been, a good match. Him and Angelico didn't really mean a whole lot, but they're winning all their matches, which I think means that Phoenix and Pac have to beat the Young Bucks, right? I think this is
Death Triangle.
Who knows, man? Because again, the Young Bucks they put out bangers, man. Like you guys can try to book this, but like either which way, like it's just going to be another banger match because the Young Bucks are the Young Bucks, one of the best tag teams in the history of this sport. And then you just have Pac and Phoenix, we've seen their what they're capable of on other Dynamite shows. However, what's the end all be all? Like experience can beat whatever at this point.
But they even brought it up themselves, though. Neo saying that how Phoenix has beaten them both singles, but not as a tag team. So that might be
that's usually that means that you're not going to win as the tag team. Yeah, when you get the wins that don't mean anything, you probably lose when it means something. And I hope not, because I actually want to see them get a run at it. And the Bucks are just as interesting with or without the belts. Like they don't need the belts, so I don't think them losing does anything to them. We
seen a great outing with our beautiful Jade Cargill. It was her and Eddie Jordan.
Jade looked great.
I didn't realize that
she looked great.
I didn't realize that last week was her very first professional wrestling match ever. Like she didn't do no indies or nothing. She was one of those that came in kind of like She was one of those that came in kind of like Bianca came in to WWE, had no prior wrestling experience, and she looks good. Talent. Man, she looks dope, and I like her using basically what we used to call the glam slam. She refers to it as jaded. Yeah, I fuck with it. I dig it. It looks good on her.
That match did what it was supposed to do. She handled business, and it kept the Red Velvet feud going. They had a little outside.
Oh yeah, they did have a little, man.
They had a little dust up. So it did what it was supposed to do. Next, we got a big long segment that I think didn't fully deliver, but I would love to hear another opinion of it. MJF comes out and kills the promo. Like,
oh yeah,
fire promo.
It's the Pinnacle.
The Pinnacle. What do y'all think of the name?
Is
the Pinnacle. Cool name. We got the Pinnacle as the name. He didn't really say anything except, he really clowned Jericho pretty bad. He talked about his pec,
his life.
Apart.
He said his hairline.
He came hard at him. So I don't know. What do y'all think of the name The Pinnacle? Rock, you feel it? You into it?
That's his new nickname?
No, that's the group name. That's the new Four Horsemen type of deal.
The Pinnacle is MJF, FTR, Wardlow, and Sean Spears. That's the Pinnacle, and obviously
Tully's like
Tully.
Why is
the manager
mouthpiece in that group of guys?
Y'all, man, listen,
one of these does not belong.
I don't buy it. I'm never gonna buy Sean Spears. So
one of these things is not like
one of these things is not like the other. Sean Spears, and I'm not saying he's garbage. I'm just saying he doesn't have the pedigree to be involved in this crew right now. Like he hasn't.
Neither does Wardlow, other than
that's what I'm. Thank you.
He being muscle.
Thank you.
I don't even know who or what a Wardlow.
You need muscle though. You need muscle.
Yeah, but it's like he's just
Sean has more pedigree than Wardlow though.
At least Sean has wrestled for another major wrestling promotion. Wardlow came straight out
Wardlow if you don't use the chair.
He has to use the chair.
He's not beating him with his
That war
hands.
blow.
The one issue I have with this is that it turns the Inner Circle face, and I don't really think that that's where they should be right now, personally. Jericho's way over, whatever. But like, I think
the
they're
thing
better.
is, though,
They're better
Rand,
as
like
heels, but-
everybody sings Judas in the crowd. Like he's just this tweener guy who can
Yeah.
flip. So it makes sense to just like give him back to the crowd.
Exactly.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, and this might be it makes sense for MJF to be like, all right, I want to ruin you, Jericho. So that'll be their thing, and then maybe this will be Jericho's last run, and he like retires
And
Jericho.
and he puts MJF friend in, MJF is able to, be on his road to be a great wrestler,
Right,
Be one of the best.
Yeah.
I dig
But
it. The name's cool. I think the name's cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Pinnacle's hard. I thought it made sense.
But yeah, Shawn Spears has to win some matches. I think he needs to get on TV. Maybe I don't know. Maybe even beat Darby, get that TNT title. I don't know. I think he needs some pedigree.
He will.
at
Well,
some point.
he will definitely get some. He will definitely get what you guys say pedigree at some point. We've seen him in matches before. For those of us that watch Dark, and for those of us that were watching Dynamite within that first year, he was doing his thing. The chairman shit did get him some heat. So
the loaded
he's
gloves,
right, and the loaded gloves.
Like he was doing mad Tully vibes.
Yeah,
he was
man.
wrestling.
I think he'll be fine. Y'all know how I feel about dude. I don't have no problem with him. He'll be fine.
All right,
well, somebody who I do have a problem with, and now I'm gonna have a problem with AEW for putting him in the title picture. Christian.
okay.
So
They're not putting him in the title picture yet. Christian even said in
I
his
think he
promo.
backed off in the promo. Good point, G1. He kind of backed off.
Thank you. He literally said, "I will see you down
He's
the
like, "No,
road."
I'll
He
see
said,
you down
"I'm
the
not.
road,
I'm
but I
not
gotta
expecting
prove
to come in
Yeah.
and just be part of the title picture. I will see you down the road. I got to go through some other people."
They were
Yeah.
listening.
He
Like
Like,
he
they were
said the same
down the
thing
road.
on Renee's podcast too. Like he came like with the intent to outwork everybody, like his t-shirt
can't-
say.
You can't plug in at the top if you're outworking everybody. So
Yeah, exactly.
got to start and build up the
So
wins.
he doing what he got to do.
He did what we thought. He was listening. Somebody was listening.
No, they
he
wasn't finna put
He
him up.
listens to the show.
Oh, friend of the show for sure.
Yeah, they wasn't finna put him up in the title picture that quick anyway,
I
man.
thought they
Of
was
course
going
he
to have a
was.
match. I thought he was just having a
Nah.
one-off. And
No.
then,
Not yet.
I really want to see Christian just like fight against Angelico, just because I know like the technicalities they'll have.
That
Him
would
or
be
even
fire.
Jack Evans. Like I think Jack Evans would be
that'd be fun.
that'd be a fun match to
of
see.
fun.
Just either one of them.
Because Christian is in that really
I wanna
weird
see
line of
Christian
like
fight
light
Marco
heavyweight.
Stunt.
Light heavyweight.
Start
Yeah.
down there.
Yep.
Needs to start with like Marco.
Did you say
and work his
Marco
way up.
stunt? Really? No.
Yeah.
No, bro.
Yo,
He has to
put
beat
some
up.
respect on Christian's
No,
name. Yo.
y'all
He has
gotta
to beat
leave
up
it.
-1 and then work his
Oh
way
Yo,
up.
he gotta
my
fight
God,
Negative
One.
no.
Gotta work his way up, man.
And you know -1 go
Put some
over.
respect on his name.
No, man.
Oh,
Listen,
come on.
like Christian said in that promo, he like, man, in case y'all done forgot who the fuck I was, because I've been gone 7 years. Like, man, Christian is a workhorse, man. And he's dope. And again,
Give
for
him a
those of
chance to prove it. We'll
y'all
give him a
didn't
chance
watch
to prove it.
y'all didn't watch the TNA years. I did.
No,
I
know.
thought it was great, and I loved every minute of it. He was world champion over there. He had his own faction with the Christian Coalition. Tyson Tomko and all them came with him, and he was running shit for a minute, both face and heel, man. So I like when he goes to other promotions versus being in WWE, because WWE will always leave him in that edge shadow.
The Christian Coalition, his group was named after him.
And basically, that was the asshole shit that he was on, and he could do that very well. Like you don't
Rod,
understand.
That reminds me of Ghostface group that was named after him. Remember?
What? No, his group was called Theodore Unit.
Theodore Unit.
Theodore, that's his name, his actual name. What you
No,
talking
it's
about?
not.
That was named after-
His
That's
name
his shoot name.
No, it's not.
His name is Dennis Coles.
No, it's not.
So what was Theodore Unit for then? What was that
I don't
named after?
know. Theodore was a
Just
word they
somebody's
used
name?
that meant. It's just a word they used like that meant like thorough or something. Like, yo, yeah, he Theodore.
I thought he named his group after him.
I mean, that would be funny though.
Weak, man.
Yo, you're hilarious. All right, so a lot of other things happen, but I cannot leave this without talking about two great moments. We had Eddie Kingston and John Moxley versus the Good Brothers. Really good match. These endings are getting a little old to me, honestly.
It honestly made sense though, because it was like it felt like a WWE match, and then Eddie was there.
right. But like Mox getting beat up at the end of every single match. Like, come on, something's got to change. Somebody got to drive a truck through the ring.
That's what bad guys do, man.
And run them down. Like, what are y'all trying to do? Like,
what do the Good Brothers do back in the day? Beat up John Cena. What do the Good Brothers do now? Beat up John Moxley.
Beat up John Moxley. I get it.
They got to find a John in some company to whoop.
I get it. But this unsanctioned lights out match, I have to talk about this. I'm gonna be talking about this for a while. I think. Rock, if you haven't seen it,
amazing.
Rock, you need to watch this. I don't know if you saw it or not, but this was crazy.
The ladies,
like, I've never seen two women
color on
this kind of brutality.
Well, that's what I want Rock to see, because since he loved Becky with the color. Have you seen Britt?
Oh, you're talking about Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker.
Thunder Rosa,
yeah,
crazy.
You have to watch.
No, I saw the like photos going around, and it surprised me because like it's just not normal to see women bleeding like that on TV.
Yeah.
So and I'm curious, and I heard it was a fantastic match, and I think
it was great, man.
That women's division needed a match like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would say that.
I'll check it out. No, that one I will check out. I will legitimately watch that one because, like I said,
it was nuts, man.
The blood caught my eye, and I was like, "Oh, damn!" They're really
They got to the point of uncomfortableness. I think some of Brit's stuff was like, this wasn't supposed to happen.
It looked like she was like searing. Yeah, like flesh was coming out of the scalp part.
Ugh.
You know,
It
looked gross.
Yeah, it was gross. Like, and the blood was just gushing. Like, it was bad. But they kept going. They fought through it. Crazy bumps. Like, the ending was nuts.
The Death Valley driver on the ladder type thing. Fire, man.
No, the fire Thunder Rosa bomb to the apron through the table.
Oh,
no, that's the way to end that match. I was like,
I'm sorry, Thunder Fire bomb.
Thunder Fire.
Oh, yes.
I couldn't believe it. I yelled at the TV. I was like,
yo, the lady.
My anus puckered.
So
what the fuck?
My anus went
shirt up the same night. You saw that. They had a shirt in my inbox the same night. Like, hey, you like
play no games. Quick as hell.
You watched it. Now get the shirt.
Look, the boys at home, they ain't playing no games.
They were not playing games. The Thumbtacks, Rock, seriously, you must watch this match and come back.
Man, that match was phenomenal.
I will.
We'll talk about it next week. All right, and NXT.
Yeah.
We got to talk about NXT before we
that
get
can
out
be summed up in one word.
Yeah.
Walter.
Oh,
That's it.
Walter came through and beat the brakes off of Ciampa.
One chop with the impact of a gunshot. Turn
I
muscles.
wonder if Timothy Thatcher was one of the people involved in the whole COVID thing, because Timothy Thatcher was not on.
That's exactly what like I was thinking in the back of my mind. Like I felt like they had a pull. I mean, maybe I'm sure Walter was planned, but this entire show was kind of like on the skin of its teeth. Like, because some of it didn't make sense, but NXT just can deliver, right?
Oh, yeah. They can plug guys in and it just works, you know.
Yeah.
They even said, because they didn't really reveal the extent of the COVID issue they're having, but I mean, clearly by the show, it definitely, like Neo said, it severely impacted a lot of what they were probably trying to do.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking at the match lineup, and it's like, oh, there's a bunch of people you don't normally see on the show.
Yeah, like when Finn and Cross became a tag team for a night, I was like, what?
But I knew that was gonna break down. Yeah,
that didn't make no
this
sense.
Shit ain't gonna last. I'm like, this is purely just for the show. But I like how I guess Scarlett is supposed to be like, she predicts things that are going on, because she mentioned two champions gold. I pictured two people coming out, and then they came out and telling
she's
like,
Voodoo Mama fire. She's Voodoo Mama Juju,
right? I'm like,
NXT
okay,
right
then.
there.
I'm like, all right, they doing her different. They doing her way different, Miss Scarlett.
But yeah, it was kind of like put together, because I feel like they had to do a lot to distract us from like the show, like even the parking lot scene and the match between like Austin Theory and you know what's his name? Oh my god, I'm blanking on his name.
Fighting right?
What'd you say, Rock? Yeah, Loomis. Thank you.
Yeah. I keep wanting to call him Samuel Shaw, his old Impact name.
It was weird, like how the match went. It was still good, but it just had this weird ending about hugging and whatnot. So, but other than that, I think Walter again kind of eclipsed my mind about COVID in the Performance Center.
Walter eclipses a lot of things.
I don't. Yeah. Oh. But best match. I mean, again, we got to give it to the women. I think Dakota Kai and Zoe Stark.
Yes,
that match was fire.
I like Zoe Stark.
Yeah,
nice.
I think she's going to be really, really good.
Zoe's real nice.
Because she had a great match against
this was like a breakout,
and then she had a great match against Dakota Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she's definitely one to watch out for in that women's division moving forward.
Here's a question: do you think
so many dope women, man? It's just like people just pop up and go.
Hey, Rock, do you think they're gonna save Taya Valkyrie for Stand and Deliver because she's like the bigger name out of the recent signings, or one of the bigger names out of the recent signings?
I mean, are you talking about her debuting?
Her NXT debut, because she's over there.
That wouldn't surprise me if they debuted her. If she ran in or
Stand and Deliver. Somebody big wins the belt
in a finish. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. But some people stay in you know, in development for a while, you know. So who's to say?
She might. She already didn't had a bunch of success. I feel like the people that stay in development for a while are the people that didn't come from championship titles in another even semi-major promotion, not like just independence. Like she's been on TV before.
Like Keith Lee.
Okay, she's done TV. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. She's been on TV before. Like Keith, you know, like Keith Lee did maybe a good. How long was Keith in?
How long was he in developmental?
Before
like a few months.
But why they have to put him back in? Like, why is he not on TV? Like, come on.
I don't know what's up.
We don't know what's going on.
That breaks my heart.
But I wanted to bring up an example. What's his name now? Eli Drake. LA Knight.
Hey,
he's been in developmental for how long? Like Eli Drake was legit for a minute, you know?
Man, he came in like gang, but he did my man
Impact World Champ, and he's literally been in developmental since what 2015, 16. I don't know.
Wait a minute.
Like that.
He just got signed. So how?
He left. No, he was there.
I'm sorry. He left.
Oh, that's what I was like. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, right.
He dipped.
Yeah, you're right. He left.
He dipped and did NWA for a minute and whatever the situation may be. And now he's back doing his thing. He looked great though. And I like that shit he did.
Yeah,
I've seen 3 other people do that move and nobody did it with as much for. He set that shit up like a stunner. I'm like, is he finna do never mind. Ow.
That was actually pretty dope.
That was fire.
Well, I guess we can kind of start to wrap up, and I definitely want to talk.
But I got one thing I wanted to talk about.
Yes.
And this is in reference to Keith Lee, and I don't know if you guys discussed this at all before I got on. I don't know if you know. I don't even know if you guys saw the tweet that Keith Lee put out today. If you didn't see it, Keith Lee tweeted, "I hear many of you. I see many of the messages. One day I will explain it all for the ones true to me. For now, know that I am more than appreciate the continued support, and when I return, it will be filled with all the love I have for those that represent this legion." Because they really haven't said what's going on with Keith Lee. He was just taken off of TV. The way this reads, it sounds like it's something more than COVID. I wonder if he's legit hurt, and this is why he's not around right now.
Yeah, that makes me kind of sad. Like it sounds kind of serious.
It does sound serious. Like I hope the big man is all right. Because he's been off of TV for a few weeks and it's been mummed the word. Nothing about Keith Lee.
Yeah, when you say like one day I'll explain it all, like I have no idea what. Yeah,
like I hope the big man's good. I hope he's back soon because man, he was so good.
He was so good, man. I
just really hope he's not like medical sick.
But yeah, I hope this isn't something that's what scares me, man. Like
it was
when people like vanish for a moment. And like they're hot, and then they just take them off. Like, you know, I don't want to bring up Brody again, but that really sounds like that, you know, like where it's just like you're hot and then you're just gone and nobody's saying anything. So it
Like that's kind of
scares me.
it kind of was reminiscent of kind of what happened with Roman, you know, when he had to dip
When he
out
was sick,
for when he was sick. So you know,
Ay. Well, I mean, you know, thoughts and prayers to Keith Lee, man. I hope everything's okay, and and that we'll hear something soon.
Yeah,
because man, like Keith Lee was hot and still is, but like he's 36 years old, like he's not getting any younger. So like we need, you know, and I like the fact that he usually changes his Twitter name to like something Lee.
It's impatiently.
Right now,
So
it's
good.
impatiently. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the other thing, and I know I was late to the show and I apologize, but I'm not gonna not put over my man Nasir Jones with the first ever Grammy he has won for King's Disease.
Mm-hmm.
Why they announced that award at like 2:00 on Sunday and not on TV is fuck the Grammys. But yo, Nas got it. He should have got one before, but we're not going to talk about that. I am just happy that he got his flowers.
This is like a makeup. We've been talking about it for so long. It's a makeup.
It's like when Denzel got his for Training Day when he should have got it for Malcolm X or should have got it for
Glory
something
or
else.
anything else before that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Hurricane. Golly, I'll never forget.
Oh my God, the Hurricane.
Bro.
Is a fucking movie, man.
Freaking Russell Crowe for Gladiator won over that, and I was so mad, bro. I was like, come on, Gladiator, give me a break. But anyway, so yeah, this is a makeup, and better late than never. I'm all for it. The Grammys has never understood, respected, or fully like represented our needs, our services, or what we like and enjoy. So they don't fully understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is what it is.
And that's another big win for Hit Boy on the production side, man. Like
Hit Boy, big year.
You know, Hit Boy, he had an excellent year, and then you got to make an entire album for one of the greatest rappers, you know, of all time. And that's the thing. That's one of the many things that he will always be remembered for. Like he gave Nas the first album that he won a Grammy for.
Yeah,
Hit Boy is in the history books forever for that.
You're in the history books. DJ
Shout out to Chauncey, aka
Yo,
Boy.
Did you see what he tweeted where he said, I want a Grammy with Nas, I want a Grammy with Hov and Kanye, and I want a Grammy with Nipsey.
This is facts. This is all
right there,
facts.
Man. Oh, he's
the GOAT.
He might be the GOAT of our era right now.
Thank you for saying our era.
I have to say of this era. Like he's this era's GOAT. Like the year he's had plus now is untouchable.
And all of this from a MySpace DM to Polo to Don in 07 that led him to a studio session with Jennifer Hudson and so on and so forth. Crazy. That's his story.
That's crazy.
I mean he's the son of a member of Troop, but still that's the story though.
That's what's up. And shout out to the IE. He's from the Inland Empire.
Empire, Cali, yes sir.
Shout out to all my homies over there. Noah James, Triz.
I'll be in Cali this weekend. If anybody's making music and you ain't got 90 people in the fucking studio, please hit my line.
Yeah, you won't have to save that if you're vaccinated, motherfucker.
Hey. I don't, regardless of the fact if I'm vaccinated or not, I still would rather not be in a studio session with 100 people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Shit. I barely wanted to go to the Wave opening for that reason, but I went because those the homies. Shout out to Kilroy and shout out to Lucci. They officially opened up the Wave Studios a couple weeks ago here in Phoenix, and whole new facility, beautiful place, man. I'm happy. Like when you make business moves like that, when you renting from somebody, and then you can go get your own shit, and then they have the cool building here in Phoenix with the Prince mural, and it's like it's cool, man. So much love to them.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. All right, so we're going to end now unless anybody has anything final. We can take some live questions if anybody has a question, but otherwise we will answer them on Patreon.
We got any burials? We got any snacks?
We can last call for burials and snacks.
I'm just going to bury DoorDash for delivering my dinner all fucking late, and I'm sorry I had to eat during the show. But I've been waiting for that dinner since 7:30, and it didn't get here until 9, dog.
What?
Yeah.
What did you order?
That should be free. Dog.
I just ordered. No, yeah, like I definitely put in a complaint. That's coming free my way.
Or that should be free.
I just ordered tacos and burritos for the fam, and They like the first DoorDash motherfucker couldn't get the order, so they had to get it to another one and then another one. So yeah, they're getting buried tonight.
Yeah.
Fuck
No
DoorDash.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
got a snack of the week as well.
Rest in peace.
I'm glad y'all can hear that. That's good to
That's
know.
funny.
Okay, what you got, Rock?
Mania snack of the week.
I'm actually gonna give it up to a young lady who is a Grammy winner.
Ooh-wee.
She goes by the name of Her.
Oh
Snack of the
yes,
week is Her. Salute to her. She's incredible, talented, gorgeous, makes incredible music. So shouts out
man.
to her, man.
Won a Grammy for a very socially power song that she
Yeah,
did
with
called
Robert
"I Can't
Glasper.
Breathe."
A great
Great song.
great song, and just much love and continued success to who I affectionately call Gabby, because it's hard
Yeah,
to
shout
refer
outs
to
to
her,
Gabby.
her, and you know.
I know. It's weird calling her Her.
Yeah. So much
like
love, much love to Gabby. You deserve every
I know
single
her as Gabby, too.
accolade that you get, and I appreciate it. And I will see you in the studio one day. God, speak that into existence. But anyway. Yeah, man. So Patreon up next. We definitely appreciate everybody for joining us. We appreciate everybody that's rocking. For anybody that's already here, stay with us. We'll be recording the Patreon episode coming up next. And otherwise, keep your damn shoulders off the mat. Well, we got to say that all together. But otherwise, see you on Patreon in a sec. And as always, in parting, as we should say, keep your shoulders off the mat.
All right, y'all. See you on Patreon. Okay.
Go ahead. I'm like, go ahead, Rand. And cut. Print, dynamite. Action. I'm gonna just get one of them.
Get the
I'm gonna just get one of them things from the little souvenir stores in Hollywood. I started to buy one.
Oh man, I've always wondered when it happened.
I've had like 4 of them when I was growing up, because I had an obsession with them things at one time. I had the little ones that you write on with chalk. I had like at least 4 of them bitches.
I always wanted one. Yeah.
Oh, dude, they got them now. That look more like the modern day ones where they're kind of like frosted plastic and you write on them with the marker. They got them like that now in the souvenir stores.
Well,
I'll bring you back one. I'll bring you back one.
Bring me back one.
I'll bring you back one after this
the
weekend.
fast lane matches, the fast lane card, please.
I'm on it.
Don't forget, if you are watching it, you need to be on the Peacock, because that's where it is.
They said, you know what? Per the email, they said this was gonna be on Peacock and it will be the last one on WWE.
Yeah,
Network.
no, yeah. WrestleMania is when they're starting on
WrestleMania is completely Peacock.
Which pisses me off, because you can't get Peacock on the Fire Stick unless you jailbreak the son bitch.
Man, that's fine. But who has? I don't know. I'm not
I got the Fire Stick, but that is whack. I mean, you shouldn't move everything and go dark on the thing until the other thing is all the way up. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Did you think that you weren't? Did you think you weren't going to get fucked in this situation? Did you think WWE wasn't going to give you the cock?
I feel like they should give you the cock when you ask
Oh
for it.
God,
for that wonderful insight.
As of right now, we have, if this is right, we only have 5 matches on this thing.
Thank God they're listening to what I'm talking about. Just 5 matches per card.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing. Keep it short. I mean, they're probably gonna have an hour-long pre-show.
Simple.
Also, something. Well, are y'all? I don't know if you got the card up or whatever, but we didn't talk about it. But you know who's been having a kind of bad run of things that I know Rock would be sad about is Asuka. Like Asuka's been getting this weird like string of bad luck, where like she got her tooth knocked out. I think I saw something where she got hurt. Like
she got some teeth knocked out, and from what I read, she's probably not going to be fully healed for about 6 months because she got to get implants put in her mouth. And
oh yeah,
she got fucked up. She got fucked up.
Pretty bad.
Yo, that was rough, dude. That kick. And I didn't like how they kept showing it, but you know, it's what it is.
Yeah,
but like, when something happens, it's like, look at this. It's like, yo, that's my tooth, dog. Chill out.
Right.
Right.
I mean, everybody seeing my damn tooth get knocked out. Like that's not no highlight. That shit hurt.
That wasn't supposed to happen. That hurt. but that's how
World Star.
But,
That's exactly what they treated like. Fucking World Star.
pretty much. So everybody got the card. I guess was an official card.
I'm looking at one too. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had 7 matches on my card.
7? Okay, so maybe yours is right. CNET has 5 matches, and I don't trust them. What do they know?
Yeah, I'm looking at 5 on the Wikipedia. So far we know we officially have
The 2 Rock matches might be on the pre-show, depending on what the matches are.
It's possible. Rock, you want to run down the card and we all give our predictions?
Well, now you got me thinking I got the wrong card pulled up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you might, because
who
5
knows?
is just it's Intercontinental title, women's tag match,
Universal Championship.
Randy and Alexa and Drew and Sheamus, and so it's got to be more than that.
Wait a minute, that's happening?
What?
Alexa versus Randy? I thought that was a joke. They're literally about to what?
It's on the card. I don't know what's going to happen there.
Yeah,
But we can talk about it. The Fiend should come back. I think Randy is going to become the queen. The Fiend. That's
He's going to become the queen.
The queen.
Oh shit.
Is there a U.S. title match on the card you're looking at, Rand, with Riddle versus Mustafa Ali?
No. Oh, but I saw that somewhere. But no, I don't see it on this one.
Well, maybe that's not official yet, but let's just.
All right. Well, let's go through it. All right. What do you got?
Shane O'Mac versus Braun Strowman.
I thought that was Mania, or
It got
maybe
canceled.
See, and I don't know if I'm looking at a card that was posted 2 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, card subject to change, obviously, but
I think that match got canceled, according to the dirt sheets.
Canceled? Oh wow.
It needs to
Let me
be.
go to
We were going to do it at Mania, but I guess it makes sense to do it.
We don't want to. We don't want to see Shane jump from Connecticut to Florida and do the coast to coast and
But
shit.
he's going to.
But you know he's going
That's
to.
what he's
Right.
going to do. Yeah, that's on this list too. So maybe it's happening. I don't know.
They were gonna have a gimmick Nickelodeon slime match, like
I knew where
Jericho
you was going with that when you said
like Jericho did the
Samoa.
Mimosa.
Yeah, sorry, the Mimosa match. They're
Power
gonna do
Rangers,
it.
do a slime
Power Rangers
match.
interfere since they're on Nickelodeon now.
Loser.
Mimosa match.
The loser says, "I don't know," and gets slimed. Oh God!
Here's what we got so far, just to run them down. So
All right,
far,
let's run
at the top we have Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler with Reginald, who are the current women's tag team champions, defending their belts against the bosses,
Reginald,
Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I feel like we're all kind of know what's going to happen.
Were any of you guys jealous of Reginald's shopping spree?
Yeah, that's why. Fuck that guy.
Can be, yeah.
Okay, so I think it's pretty clear that Sasha and Bianca don't win this match.
Exactly.
So they've been too friendly. So at some point they heal it up.
Down.
It breaks down. They're about to win, but now they want to fight. And then we get the dust up. So I can't see them winning it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we got the champs retaining. But what do y'all think?
Yeah, with interference from Reginald. I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
What T said.
So
We all agree. Okay.
Absolutely. Next on the card, of course, this is what Friday will lead into, because the match on Friday between Edge and Jey Uso will determine who will be the special guest enforcer for the WWE Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan.
And
Yep. And what I'm hoping that they do out of this is if Edge is the one that ends up winning, which I feel like they're gonna kind of lead to that, and he ends up becoming the special guest enforcer. I kind of feel like they should just make it at WrestleMania a triple threat. Like I would love to see that, but that's just me. But anyway,
Hey, it's a little done.
huh?
A little done.
Yeah, it's possible. But Reigns and Bryan, who y'all got going over?
Oh,
Who do you
Roman.
want to win? Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan?
This is Roman. I mean,
Daniel Bryan?
I'd love to see DB, but Roman's untouchable right
I
now.
like the fact that Roman Reigns is working with Paul Heyman.
Yeah, he's working with Paul
Okay,
Heyman. Yeah, because he's a bad guy.
okay.
Nice.
But
Yeah, I think it's
I was
pretty
like- I was
obvious we get
Roman Reigns again,
head of the table.
he's back to normal.
Yeah. But I like I said, I like Brian's attitude coming in.
But I like
into
Brian
this.
with an attitude.
Yeah, so it's
he
gonna be
put
a
up
strong
fight.
showing.
He gonna
He
make
gonna
you
put up-
believe. He gonna make you
Yes.
believe for a moment because
He always does. He has a certain way to pull on your heartstrings. He fits so well in WWE because like he literally is just as much as he's a great performer all around.
Oh yeah,
He can grab your fucking heartstrings like none
grabs
other.
you. And that's why he's one of the best. Like that's that intangible thing about wrestling. It's like everybody can perform in the ring, but can you like really?
Can you make a
tell a story?
motherfucker like gasp at the edge of their seat, like yo, like
Exactly.
that's the vibe.
That's a whole different talent.
Intercontinental title match. Big E, the champion, defending his title against the newly healed Apollo Crews.
This one, I don't know how to call it. I mean, I think Big E is on the way, and I hope he is. But I'm not mad at Apollo getting a run at this, and that could still mean Big E's on the way because he could just kind of move on to bigger things. So
yeah,
I hope this is match of the card. I hope so because I want them both to really go at it. You know?
need to do
and
their
it
thing.
probably has the most emotion behind it on the card.
I feel like they will. I feel like it's going to be one of the matches that's
Big E
definitely
had a
gonna-
good. Big E had a good point though. He's like, man, like you're nothing. Like I've already beat you. Like this is just a courtesy at this point, you know. So that's why I feel like the edge that Apollo has could really give him the slight of advantage in the match.
Yeah, I
Fire.
can see that. I don't know.
Maybe his military friends get involved too. WWE has done worse. We'll see.
That's
okay. Rock, who you got? You got
Actually, they shoot
Apollo
slugs
or
at him.
Big E?
I want Big E to go over.
Yeah.
Yo, and shout outs to Big E for getting for getting his the show that he's kickstarting.
Yeah, they hit the goal. Our Heroes Rock. It's with
for the kids.
Our Heroes Rock. There you go. Thank you.
with Andreas Hale, another friend of the show. Good dude. Yeah, it's a great program. They're doing a bunch of like dope Black History heroes in like a Schoolhouse Rock kind of format. It is on Kickstarter, still going, still live. So support that if you can.
They've already met their goal, like Rand said, but throw extra money at them because who knows? Maybe this will help fund more. Maybe
they got
more
crazy stretch goals that they want to get like a big producer involved. I think they already have Rhapsody involved, the rapper. So
yes, indeed.
They're looking.
So why not? Yeah,
so throw them a little cash.
Throw them a little cash for them stretch goals.
It's a vibe, and we've needed something like this. This is like filling a void that has been missing in what we called once the annals of history for so long. You know,
check the archives, y'all.
Yes, indeed. So it's just like, man, why? Like, why does it take us this long to get something that's for us? I mean, we know the answer to that, but you know, our kids need to see this type of shit.
And props to them to being like, okay, it's two different trains. It's like the thought to be like, man, I wish somebody would make this thing for us, and then being like, you know what?
Go ahead and let's just do that shit ourselves.
Make this thing for us, you know, like
you want something done right, do it yourself.
That's dope. So I'm like big fan of that. They talk about it a lot in the 24 as well. They talk about it a little bit too. So if you haven't seen that 24, please check it out.
Yes, indeed.
What else we got?
You have to check it out on Peacock at this point. But Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. A little bit of heat going into this. A ongoing rivalry between them two. We seen Sheamus had a decent showing between Bobby Lashley. With Bobby Lashley on Raw. So I don't know. I don't see Sheamus going over against Drew, but still it's going to be just one of those heavy hitting matches. And I mean, Sheamus has been in main events and shit before, so it's nothing far fetched. What y'all think on this one? Is it just Drew all the way around, and am I tweaking?
Drew has to win this, especially when he has a freaking Mania match already booked.
Of course he
Yeah,
has to win this. Yeah.
Right.
It's really silly to do this. Like, and be like, you already called the match, you announced it. Like, you can't do that and then have a match before that.
Right.
Unless they do something crazy like a no contest where neither one of them can stand or something.
Like they did that last time.
They already did
That was the thing.
Yeah, we don't need no more no contest. Please put this to bed with the Claymore and let's move on.
Yeah, he gotta move on.
And you can let Drew McIntyre continue to slap his leg. He can do what he wants.
Leg.
Yo,
Did you see Don Callis pull out this no slap
shirt?
leg shirt?
yeah, man.
Again,
look.
if you watch it in BTE, man, they run that through the ground a little bit too.
That's why AEW is not exempt from getting these jokes, because they're constantly poking the bear. You know what I mean? It's like
It's for the smarky fans,
you
is
gotta
what it
get
is.
them jokes then if you mess something up. You know, like
Right.
if
Oh,
you
for
wanna
sure.
play that
For
game.
sure.
There's a guy I follow on YouTube by the name of Espacio NX, and he does like these compilation videos for like wrestling games and shit. So the most recent one that he did was the top 10 leg slapping maneuvers in WWE 2K20.
Top 10 leg slapping maneuvers. I need to see.
Because like if you look at the game,
I would love to see that.
yeah, I'll
Pull that
gladly pull it up. I'm pulling it up right now. Because if you look at the game animations, they're definitely doing it.
Like
Like
slapping the legs.
They
Yeah.
slap
This is
the leg
from-
in the game.
right, because they're taking. Because I mean, it's motion capture from real wrestlers.
That's
What do they
true.
do in the ring?
So
You
they
know what I'm
slap
saying? So they slap the leg. It's funny as fuck. Oh, yep. 10 awesome leg slapping strikes in WWE 2K20.
That's hilarious.
That's
I
great.
can't believe they actually have that.
Meet
Oh
connected.
shit! Sorry.
Quick
Hang
and
on.
simple.
Wait, I need to see it. Share your.
I know. I'm doing it right now. I got you.
Okay.
I ain't forgot about you, brother. I got you, brother. All right, here we go. Let me. Oh my god, please. All right, share.
Hey, while he's getting that loaded up, I think the reason why they're canceling that Braun and Shane match.
Mhm.
Apparently, Shane actually like had some sort of like injury,
Oh,
but
no.
that's super speculation because again, it's dirt sheet stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's leg slap number
And
one.
he hurt himself on the elbow or whatever when he jumped.
Carl
Yeah.
Anderson when he does the kick.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, for our Twitch guys who are video gamers, come on, you gotta love it. Oh, here it
Oh,
goes
with
another
a
one.
Hurt Business tee. Okay.
Yeah, that's a custom
Oh,
one. Somebody, you know,
there's
people do
There's
custom.
a Kamaguri
Yeah.
with the leg slap.
Wow.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
If y'all never pay attention to these motion
I've
animations
never
in
paid
the
attention
game,
like that.
There you go,
I
the
see it
shining
all.
wizard.
That's why the super kicks look so good in the game. 'Cause
Yeah.
you got the real leg slaps. Leg
Yeah.
slap.
Oh, what is it? That was the buzzsaw kick, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Good because it's on the other side.
Slap.
Yeah. Slap. Oh,
It's part of the wrestling ethos.
thigh slapping good.
It is. You got to get that sound. Oh, here. Oh, this is tight.
Ali. Now, see, on the initial move, you don't see it all the time. It's the second, the run
It's a
back.
slow down. Look right here.
Yeah. It's a magic trick, sleight of hand. You know,
It is. That's what makes it
Look,
sound
this-
so crazy.
It was
Did
funny.
you hear that?
It was funny because they were telling Drew was saying in an interview that, well, that's, yeah, just straight up super kick.
what was that HBK?
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels. Somebody made him ball on the game.
Yeah, they made a bald HBK.
Story.
Yeah, Drew McIntyre was saying in an interview that his hand is pushing his leg for more force. The fact that you hear a slap is
Oh.
coincidental.
That's funny.
Ah, okay.
That's funny. You say, "Oh, black man,
Black man.
from somebody who we need to see on TV."
Where are you? Where are you?
Mhm.
In
Oh,
catering.
here we go. Oh,
Just
here we
give
go.
them their releases, my
Kenny.
guy.
Kenny and Christian.
Oh, in the Southpaw wrestling ring.
Yo, but Kenny's V trigger knee is like legit,
It's
like
Best leg slap.
yeah, it's the best leg slap. Like,
It
you
might be the
barely see it.
It's
Oh.
pretty.
Here we go, my dude. Jay.
Ooh.
You can literally see his hand flop into his thigh when he does the Shining Wizard.
That's before he started doing that to the back of the head. That was the first version of the new last shot.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is number 2? Oh, okay. Speaking of
here
Drew,
it is. The coveted.
Speaking of Drew, which I love this Claymore. It's
Give him
my
extra
favorite.
power.
Hey!
He pushes his leg forward.
It's the push forward.
Yeah, but he has to slap it forward.
Yeah. That animation looks so sweet when
That's
you play
pretty
the
good.
game. Such
Yeah,
a good
That's a
animation.
good animation.
They didn't give him another. Oh, here's that. Now here's the official one. Here's the official last shot. Wow. Back to the back of the head. Take the knee pad down. Yeet.
You can see his hand flopping.
Baby.
Yeah, watch that hand.
Take that knee pad down.
Hand flop.
Yeet. I love that move. So much. God.
That was fun to watch. Yo.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Gotta love a little game every once in a while.
Speaking of games, this weekend I'll be playing the
It teaches me.
Stimulus games on Twitch with MC Lars, Richie Branson, IQ, a few other guys on the Shaq News Twitch. So I'll see you there.
Shout out to Shaq News. He's
I think we're playing where are we playing this time? Rocket League. Man, I gotta get more into Rocket League. I have Rocket League and I've played it a couple of times. It's just really hard for me right now. I'm not into it. I'm not good, but it's fun though.
Yeah, I haven't gave it a real chance. If I gave it a real chance, I would fuck people up because this is
Vehicle sports ball.
vehicle soccer. Does that make it tirer if it's not? Never mind. Don't worry about that. That was
so Draco the Ruler. Does anybody know this guy?
Isn't that that's not Soldier Boy?
No, apparently that's what I thought, but no. Draco the Ruler is a rapper who got out of prison last November, and he's apparently from Cali, and he said on Twitter, "I'm the best rapper alive to come out of California, and it's not even up for debate."
Shut your ass up. You
I don't care who you bring up, OG, new school rapper. You can't name one rapper that's more influential than me in California.
What?
Name one rapper that has as many people imitate them as me.
I love California rap, and I've never heard of this man before in my life.
Heard of him.
I love West Coast rap.
So
Never
the
heard
game
this
and Snoop jumped in his comment section and was like,
I know they went in.
Nah,
Shut your
son.
ass up.
Shut you.
I know they went in on this guy.
So I'm gonna just go through and see what y'all think. Who is the greatest California rapper of all time?
That's a good question.
Based off of what criteria?
It's your criteria. So whatever makes them the greatest.
Snoop.
I can't argue with Snoop. Like Snoop has done it all.
You could throw Snoop. You could do Ice Cube.
I was gonna say Cube was writing lyrics for a whole fucking group. So we gotta say Cube.
And
Ice
Snoop
Cube
was
definitely
doing the
up
same
there.
thing for Dre too.
Yeah, he was. Snoop was doing his thing, definitely.
Snoop, Cube. I mean,
if you want to go indie,
I'm personally a Game fan. I know he may not resonate with y'all, but I'm personally a Game fan.
I like Game.
You know, I love Game.
Game can rap.
Game can rap.
Man.
I wouldn't call him greatest, but he can rap. Like
Game
he's never really made a whack song. Like the dude just raps
to me, he's never made a whack album. I would have to say definitely Snoop would be the top of the food chain for me, just because the continuous flow is effortless for Snoop. Snoop still has fun with the shit as if he's still, 19 years old, cripping and freestyling on the corner. Like he still finds that you can still hear that energy in a lot of his records. Like when I listen to the I Want to Thank Me album and shit, and I listen to certain songs, it's like, man, Snoop's still having fun with this shit as old as he is. And I love that about him.
That's true. I love that about him doing the verses, him with DMX. He's singing every word with DMX.
Yeah, because
he's rapping his vocals. He freestyling. Like he don't have to do any of that, but like he just loves it. I like to see that. I legitimately see that Snoop still got love for this.
Yeah, man. Like, so I'm gonna have to say Snoop.
Yeah.
West Coast producers is a different conversation, but West Coast rappers.
I still say when it comes, I still think like Ice Cube is greater than Snoop, but like just from that era. However, like for modern era, like you can't deny Kendrick. Like Kendrick,
Modern era Kendrick definitely, because Kendrick put a whole different set of eyes on the West Coast, because there wasn't really no guys coming out the West Coast that were speaking from the perspective of just a regular kid that grew up in those gang related surroundings and shit like that. And his whole flow and everything. You could never tell that he was from Compton just by closing your eyes or just by listening to his voice. You never knew where he was from. You wouldn't associate Compton.
Don't sleep on J-Rock.
I'm not. Yeah, I was just about to say his
J-Rock's
crew,
fire.
his whole crew. I love all them guys. I love J-Rock.
well, and that's the thing. Like when it comes to crews, like that's why like the Far Side always resonated with me.
Yes, indeed.
You know, when it came to crews.
Hey man, you could throw in Hyro with Dell. You could throw Casual. You could throw
Dilated in there too.
There's a lot.
Repeat.
Fucking
Yeah,
Rocka.
Evidence,
There's
you
so
got
many.
Rocka,
Actually, that's new
Scientific.
information to me. I
Jurassic
did not know,
5.
to be
Lot of-
fair, I did not know Dilated Peoples was from California. I always thought they was from New York. So that's
It's
new.
the East Coast sound, but yeah, they're from LA. I think Kendrick, at the end of the day, Kendrick will be there by the time his career is over.
Yeah.
E40. We gotta talk about E40.
Oh man, we gotta Golden Water.
Don't not mention Too Short either, man. Too Short is a legend.
Oh yes, these are the tales.
Yeah.
Freaky
Legends.
tales.
Short Dog
So,
is owned.
There's a lot of great legends out there for sure. So Draco, I don't know who you are, but
I never heard of dude.
We're
I'm
gonna
really-
say no, Draco the ruler.
you gotta
Man,
relax.
I'd be hard pressed to listen to one song and find that it's even of any caliber.
I don't like his rap name, so he's already in trouble.
You
Right,
said,
I thought it was Soulja Boy. Like, there's only one Draco to me, and
oh,
that's
he's
Soulja.
Drake. He's technically Drakeo the ruler. He ain't
Big
Drake.
Soulja.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like
Let's,
a broke ass DC villain.
Let me
Disrespectful.
throw
Big
it
Soulja.
let me grab
God.
the wheel and steer us another direction real quick. Are any of y'all or who's watching Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Oh, I'm
Oh, I will
watching
be.
that Friday night with my
It's
girl.
going to be out in about 2 hours on Disney.
I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna say
I'm gonna wait.
Friday night with my babe because
I am gonna wait, but I'm excited, man. I'm hearing from some people who saw early copies that it's nothing like what people expect, and meaning it's gonna be a lot better than what people expect. So
Do you
I got
have
high hopes.
expectations?
I kept my high hopes in the middle because that's how I did with WandaVision, and I really enjoyed it. So I think I'm gonna try to do the same. I'm not.
Yeah, I would say just take like expectations. I never have expectations watching anything. I literally watch everything with just a certain like, all right, I'm gonna just take it for what it is. I never have expectations, and I feel like that's why I tend to enjoy things differently or enjoy things more, because I take expectations and personal feelings out of the equation. Even when it came to the Power Rangers reboot, I didn't have any expectations. I wasn't looking for it to be a rehash of 93 Mighty Morphin, because like most people, I don't just reach back there all the
You
time.
had to make it about Power Rangers.
I'm
somehow.
just saying that was an example. That was the
It just
only
had to
example
get
that I can
Power
come up with off the top of the dome on
Well, how
this-
about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Let's use that example.
the Turtles.
Was Turtles 2 a bad movie, or was it just not as good as part 1?
I
Let's
don't
talk
really
about it.
I don't really remember Turtles 2. I remember 1 and 3. Three was actually
I don't remember 3. What was 3?
You know what?
three was the time travel one.
Turtles in
Turtles-
Time
my
or
favorite.
whatever.
So,
Turtles 2 was for the kids. Turtles
Yeah.
1 was for the grown
It
folks.
was pretty grown.
Turtles 3, we don't even talk about.
oh
Bro,
shut
I
up.
don't remember Turtles 3 at all.
Turtles 3 was cool.
All right, what was the song though? Because we know TURTLE Power, and we know Ninja Rap. Tell me the third song. What
in
was
the
it?
third song, they was dancing to Jungle Boy not Jungle Boy. Tarzan Boy is the name of the song, but it's Jungle Boy's entrance music.
Oh, that. Oh,
Yeah, they was dancing to that at the end of it. Yeah, that was
don't match up to Ninja Rap or TURTLE Power.
Ah,
I don't know.
so what? still a fire movie nonetheless. You know, I like things about time travel. I'll admit I'm not the and this might come as a shock to many of you in here. I'm not the biggest Turtles fan. I respect the Ninja Turtles. I know. I'm finna do it for you. Here you go.
That's why the Ninja Turtles beat the shit out of them Power Rangers.
No, the Ninja Turtles teamed up with the Power Rangers after they broke their
Yeah, they needed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles help.
Now,
And it was the broke ass TMNT group.
Oh, you talking about the next evolution? Look, now I will say I do want to read The Last Ronin. I actually plan on picking that up. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles graphic novel. I'm actually really looking forward to reading that because as the Turtles lore in the comics has always been much darker than it is on TV. This Last Ronin story, from what I'm hearing, is just some fire shit. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right. I heard JoJo says Last Ronin is dope. Waiting for it to finish.
That's a fire shirt, Neo, that you just put. That shirt's kind of fire.
Buy that for me.
I will gladly, man. Like, that's a fire shirt. I'll get two of them bitches because I actually want one now.
Yo, dang, it's $25 though, but that's dope.
It's a dumbass bootleg though. It looks hilarious.
Oh my God. I would rock that all day.
I would definitely.
All right, we gotta put it in the chat for everybody. That looks really good.
Yeah.
What are y'all looking at? I don't see it.
You're not looking at anything.
The private chat.
So in the private chat, we posted a link which we're about to post publicly. You can go to this website. I do believe the website is called Toy Snobs.
Yeah, they got a bunch of like bootleg shirts. It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And so they have this shirt that says Rap Ninjas, and it's the Turtles.
Yo, they got a blanket too, and it's like the S is a dollar sign. It's like it's the most bootleg thing.
Don't put that up so the people can see it right there. toysnobs.com/products/rap-ninjas. Please go grab that.
Oh my God,
that's fire.
It's so bad, it's good. The liquor store shirt. Man. That's the bodega shirt.
Hey, that's those shirts that we rock. I live for.
Yo, remember? Am I the only one? Maybe Rock would have known this.
What's up?
Y'all remember the Black Bart Simpson tees?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
At the gas
it was
station.
It was like don't have a cow, but he'd be like black with a fade,
and he'd wear cross colors. He had cross colors.
Yeah. Yo, the straight bodega
man, cross colors is everything.
They
still make cross colors too.
The Black Barts was the best. I need to look them up. There has to be a Black Bart. It would be like yo baby yo or like
the weirdest ones. I remember I saw one where Bart had like full on dashiki gear. I kind of like
Yo, they used to do what Bart Simpson and what motherfuckers is doing to Vision right now.
Yeah, pretty much. You're right.
They put a new rag on Vision.
That's a great shirt, by the way. I just saw it.
That really is a fire shirt, right?
It's so good.
Yo, I like this one though. The Nick Cage.
Yeah, the Nick Cage one.
That's good too. Yo, they got some good bootlegs.
Shout out to Nick.
I might have to cop.
That's a cop. That's necessary. I agree with that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading The Last Ronin, man. And The Rise of Ultraman is now available as a graphic novel. That whole series. So that's a Marvel read. So I'm looking forward to that.
Wow.
I gotta get up on
my did a Black Bart Simpson as Gucci Mane. It's Guap. It says Guap first day out.
Oh shit. Let me see this.
Oh my God. Check that out.
Bird. I can't click on it from here. Put it in the private chat of the WhatsApp.
Oh shit. And it sold out. Oh my God.
Sold out though, but it's really dope. It's kind of dope. Yo, I'm gonna be on the internet all night tonight looking for Black Bart Simpson shirts now. Oh God. It was one of the Bart was Jordan.
He even has a pair of Beluga Yeezys. Oh my God!
He got the 350s on,
and he's got like an Undisputed Era chain.
He got the old Gucci stomach before Gucci got right.
It is like before he got swole.
Yeah, wow!
Yeah, look at this one. Oh my God, I'm having too much fun now. We have gone way off the rails.
Oh
man, I know that it is time to go.
This is what people want.
Oh, Joe said Black Panther got revealed for Avengers today too. What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Black Panther got revealed for Avengers. What do you mean?
Black
For
Panther.
the game or for like?
Oh yeah. It is for the game. Okay, I do remember for the Avengers game. Yes.
Oh, I thought they were trying to reprise his role.
Yes.
What the fuck?
No. For the
They
Avengers.
said they weren't gonna do it. You know. Okay,
For the Avengers video game, there's a Black Panther whole story, and Black Panther is now a playable character.
I bought the Avengers game.
Yeah, for Switch, right?
No, PS4. No, you're talking about the Marvel Heroes or Marvel Alliance.
Oh yeah,
that game. But the Avengers game, the loading time is just ridiculous. Like I didn't.
Well, they got it set up. They're getting ready to do a next gen upgrade for that too. So the loading times are supposed to be. There's a whole video about what they're doing as far as next gen upgrades to the Avengers, and I'll share that with you. So yeah, it's cool, man.
Oh,
I gotta give me a current gen system, man. I need that Series X yesterday. I really do.
Absolutely, man. I like the Series X more than the PS5, so I might be interested in selling my PS5 if anybody's interested.
I'll be telling.
Yeah, let me know.
Don't sleep on the box.
Let me know because
that Xbox is fast, bro. Like,
do not sleep on the box.
The power and it's like, I switch games in 2 seconds. It's crazy.
Man, because all Microsoft slander aside, that's the best thing that Microsoft makes is these damn Xbox systems.
Yeah, it took them a while to get there, though. Let's not forget.
You remember the red ring? We got red ring.
Who could forget? I didn't own a 360, but I had millions of friends that did, and every one of them, man, red ring of death. My introduction, well, not my introduction to Xbox, but my entry into the Xbox family was the first Xbox One, the big VHS looking one from 2014.
No, just the Xbox.
That was just the regular Xbox.
No, the Xbox One, not the OG Xbox. I didn't have that one.
Okay.
I had the OG.
So you never had a 360 then?
No, that's what I'm saying. I never owned a 360.
You didn't have friends that had the big box. You didn't have the 360.
No, I didn't have
with the Bishop.
I didn't have the 360. I didn't have
the original Xbox with the giant ass controller.
The Duke, the big old controller.
Yeah, the Duke as they call it. Yeah, my father and stepfather, God rest his soul, Logan, on my birthday that year, I think I was 16 in 03. He gave me an option. He was like, GameCube or Xbox. I at the time chose GameCube. I thought it was a cooler system.
Dumb.
No, not at all. Actually,
GameCube had some bangers. They had what's that? They had Day of Reckoning.
Day of Reckoning 2. All them games I had. That's all I had for GameCube. That was all I had.
You had Double Dash, Mario Kart.
I was just never a big Nintendo guy.
I'm not a big Nintendo guy either. But
it's because like my older brother was the guy who had the money, so he bought Sony PlayStation 2. He bought Dreamcast. He had Sega versus like Super Nintendo. So I was influenced by higher powers that be.
No, yes, my brothers had my uncle, who's the same age as one of my brothers, gave me his 85 Nintendo. So even though I was 2 years late as far as birth goes, that was my first game system. Technically, was an 85 Nintendo. And then my brothers and them had the Genesis. Both my brothers, Damon and Ronnie, had the Genesis, and they let one of their friends borrow it, and then that nigga stole it. So that was a whole vibe. My brother worked.
Everybody had a cousin or a brother who stole the game system.
Hell yeah, man. My brother worked at Toys R Us many years later. Then he got the Saturn, and that was the intro into the CD system. Saturn.
I've never had a Saturn. I've always wanted it. I still want a Saturn. If I saw it today, I'd probably be like, yeah, I gotta have that.
Sega Saturn is the reason that I fell in love.
I wouldn't break my neck to find a Saturn, but if I saw a Saturn,
if I saw it, I'd buy it.
Yeah. Sega Saturn was the first. That was the first
white one. I saw a white one.
When I first fell in love with fighting games, it was Street Fighter Alpha on the Saturn. That was when I first learned how to do combos and shit like that. That was that. I've been a fighting game dude strictly ever since. Even though I get my ass whooped half the time, but I don't care. It's just quick.
Speaking of this Friday, we got to play some Power Rangers or something.
What's up? We on Power Rangers for Fighting Game Friday?
Let's do it. Yeah,
listen,
do it, man.
I will join you depending on what time you on, because I think my flight is in the afternoon.
I'll figure it out. It'd probably be like after 3 or 4.
Man, okay. Oh, okay. So if you do it after, do it at 5, just so I can be there.
Okay. All right.
Do it at 5. You do it at 5. I know I'll probably end up making it.
Okay. All right.
Get some, or if you do it earlier, if you do it at like 12 or 1, I can get a little bit in before I go to the airport.
I usually start at like 3, but I'll be on from 3 to 6 or 7.
Oh, okay, cool, good. So I hop in.
Okay. All right, y'all. We about to hop out of here. It is a Patreon episode of the Matt Mania Podcast. Thank you for being here, paying that money, or just hanging out in the live chat. We appreciate you. Shout out to everybody here live. We see Jigglypuff, Jopium, Drizzen, Dragon Master, Shaunica, and all of you for hanging out. I appreciate it so much. Y'all
I'm the only one viewing my channel. Shout outs to me.
Shout out to you and everybody out there.
Absolutely. Shout out to T.O. Neo. And since this is the Patreon episode, I'm gonna say one last thing that I did not say on the main show.
Motherfucker, we need to wrap this up.
I know we are wrapping it up. To that motherfucker that came in here talking shit, your mama.
What I missed.
Just that simple. Oh yeah, it was somebody was in the chat trolling.
Oh yeah, we had a troll pop in, but you know that's life on the internet.
When I'm late.
Yep.
That's the internet.
Tell your mama that the microphone goes in front of her mouth, not in it.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Patreon edition of the Matt Mania Podcast. Thank you for paying that money. We're gonna go. We'll be back next week. We'll recap Fastlane, whatever else happened in the world of wrestling. And on that note, my brothers, on behalf of Mega Ran, T Call, Theo Neo, and G1, I am Rock Knowledge. We are out here.
Yes, sir.
Bye. Yo, did Teak just bounce on us and not say anything?
Yeah, Teak pulled a rock exit. So
he was like, deuces. All right, y'all. Peace.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.